Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Mills from Mill City Boxing, home of the high level pro boxing media, the Fighters and Trainers channel, and most importantly, the People's channel. We have here the one and only Greg Hackett, and the echo just ended right now, so hopefully that's a good thing. Um, but yeah, guys, if you guys hear the audio, let me know if we got an A1 audio. Because I've been having a little technical difficulties in my last couple interviews. So if you guys hear something bad, just let me know. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and check it out right now. Cause while we waiting, what's going on with you, Greg?
I'm chilling, man. Trying to catch up on all this shit from this week.
We're golden. We're golden. All right, so let's get to it. Um, we got lots of things to unpack. So, obviously we seen the Teofimo Lopez and Rolly Romero's press conference, then the big signing with Shakur Stevenson right after. Did a lot of a big media run right after the signing was official tissue, right? But there's a lot of things to talk about because he's mentioned certain names like Devin Haney, Javante Tank Davis, and he's saying that he's going to be fighting twice a year. He already fought once with Tio, one more fight this year, and we already know Javante Tank Davis won't be back to the beginning of 2027. In that same time, we have Devin Haney. Is mandatory is going to be happening in a couple of weeks, and that is Keyshawn Davis. So obviously, what Jay Prince and them said about them cornering Devin Haney is obviously something that they have to do. But when it comes down to Devin Haney as well, it's like he wants to get the biggest bag, and obviously Shakur Stevenson definitely sees definitely will be the bigger bag. So do you feel like he drops the belt and he fights Shakur Stevenson next?
I don't know what's going on, bro, to be honest with you. And I can't see nothing. I don't know because that's all we hearing is speculations. You know what I mean? And there's so much of it, you don't know what's next. So I hope it's just something, that people will like to see.
What do you think about the overall signing of him going to be the first one? I mean, I'm not gonna say he's the first one, but out of like the four kings, I mean, obviously they had the big Connor Ben signing, followed by Edgar Berlanga and Richardson Hitchens, but obviously Shakur Stevenson, a bigger name. What do you think? What's your overall reaction? Do you feel like all this stuff of him getting the bigger fights? Do you feel like that's true?
No, it's not true because I I don't know who's over there. I don't know what fights they're gonna make. And the reason I keep saying I don't know. Shakur said 35 was his weight, right? And who else at 35 is over there? That's considered a big fight. Conor Ben is a 47 pounder that should have been in the ring with Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia. You know what I mean? I can see those being bigger fights, but for Shakur, I don't know who is going to be.
And then obviously, in that same token, obviously we seen the UFC Conor McGregor press conference, and we got to see, these names right here. Conor McGregor, Shakur Stevenson, and Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
They're highlighting those guys in the UFC press conference. Obviously, lots of noise being made in Vegas today, tonight, stating, Dana White. But you tell me, do you feel like those fights per se are more in the line for Shakur Stevenson, the Ryan Garcias and the Conor Ben?
I mean, if that's what he want to do, but it just don't sound like it. I mean, I don't know. The Zuffa shit is bullshit to me. It's bullshit on the top level. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to me clear. For the guys who don't have a name just yet in boxing, Zuffa is great. For the guys who have a name, I haven't seen a big matchup yet. I haven't. If it's one that I'm missing, please tell me. But I haven't seen one. When Opataya jumped in there, he jumped in there with Brandon Glanton.
Yeah.
That's not a big matchup. When
Conor
we
Ben went in
just
with Regis,
Conor Ben and Regis, not a big matchup.
right?
Then we just saw Africa and Berlinga get signed over there. Neither one of them is in a big fight. So where's the big fights?
And then obviously the Rayo Venezuela and Edwin de los Santos didn't age well for a rematch for Shakur Stevenson because he's stating he's not interested in Rayo Venezuela.
That's my point. And that would be a good fight, but that's not a big fight. So I think right now, what Zuffa is doing, they just trying to sell bullshit. And what I mean by that is y'all making it look like it's something big, y'all telling us it's something big, and then we just haven't seen it just yet, so we can't accept that. I've been said before that Zuffa is going to be PC for the bigger fighters. For those who don't understand PC, protective custody, they'll be over there just trying to build the brand instead of actually being in big fights. I haven't seen a big fight yet.
Wow. Yeah, that was gonna be my next, my next question to you is like, did you feel like that's what it was? Like, protection program, like you said, that you got that will be feeding the fighters what they want, big names, but not necessarily putting them in there with big fights.
Yeah, the reason they trying to cling on to these big fighters, so-called big fighters, is because that's how they're going to build the Zuffa brand. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? There is no Don King without Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? There is no top rank without let's say Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. There is no Golden Boy Promotions without him making fights with Floyd Mayweather and stuff like that. Like you need big names to make these things happen, but you have to also make big fights. I'm just saying we haven't seen a big fight yet. You know what I'm saying? We've seen the big names get with him, but we haven't seen a big fight yet. So, I thought Ja Obataia, I consider Ja Obataia a big name because he's one of the top cruiserweights and one of the best fighters in the world. He got pretty good skills. I love how he fights. But that fight with Brandon Glanton wasn't a big fight at all. And then, like you said, Conor Ben is full of shit because the fight with him the fight with him and what's his name? The one over the UK.
Chris Eubank.
Chris Eubank. That fight meant nothing to the world. That was a domestic situation. Just like they kept calling it, it was more for the UK. It didn't mean anything to the world. So that wasn't a big fight to me. I mean, it was a good fight for them. You know what I mean? And it was some
Outside of
action.
the US.
Yeah, but outside of that, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing, you know what I mean? It hasn't been nothing big. Connor Ben got in there with Regis Prograis. Dev beat Regis Prograis some years ago. Like, come on. You know what I mean? If you're gonna make some big fights and you're gonna tell us this is the next big thing, then give us that. Don't sell me some bullshit. Like that's just what's going on. That's what I feel right now.
If per se, Shakur fights Ryan Garcia, big fight.
Yeah, that's a big fight because we know Ryan Garcia. First of all, he's dangerous as a fighter, but two, he does have the name behind him. He has the fame behind him, things like that. And then that would be a risk for Shakur because Shakur hasn't been in the ring with nobody like that, like big guy, speed, could punch, young. You know what I'm saying? He ain't been in there with nobody like that. You know what I mean? At that weight, so yeah, that would be considered a big fight for sure.
And then as far as it being PC, right? When you hear that Turkey is heavily involved with Zuffa, um, and in the same time you got and Nick Khan, but in the same time you got him, heavily involved in the zone, and all the networks are now on the zone. It seems to me that, and then even Shakur Stevenson saying that it shouldn't be no problem with this signing him fighting all the fights that big fights that can be made. You don't feel like that's all genuine.
No, I don't feel like it's genuine because we haven't seen it. I'm just a person that you just can't tell me something. I have to see it. I have to be able to touch it. I have to really be able to purchase it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It has to be in my face. I can't believe some shit somebody just say. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Yeah.
people, what happens with people is they be so fanned out that when a celebrity or a so-called important person or a boss or whatever, the first thing they say, they bite onto it. I'm not that kind of person. Like you can't just tell me something without showing it to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. So you would need to see these fights happen right away, for Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, and the only reason I would have to see is because that's the way they putting it to us.
Right.
If he just said I'm signing to Zuffa and I'm going to Zuffa, then you just going to Zuffa. But then when you say I'm going to Zuffa for the big fights, then that's what we looking for. So
Hmm.
it's like, all right, come on, what we doing?
Yeah, because they didn't sign Connor Ben like that. Like, oh, Connor, we're gonna put you in the big fights. We just
Right,
signed you.
right,
Gotcha.
right.
Yeah, you don't really just the smoke and mirrors. You don't buy it. I hear you on that. And obviously, what also caused a lot of attention was the interview that Shakur Stevenson had with Shannon Sharpe.
Yeah,
Definitely want to get your reaction on it because there's obviously two sides to a story, and sometimes two people can be right. You know what I mean?
right.
But what's your reaction to it all?
Hold on, I hear you. Hold on, Mill. I'm just going right here.
No,
Grab
no
the
worry.
remote. I hear you.
Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Double tap the screen if you guys are on mobile devices. Salute to everybody on the live as well.
So first of all, let me tell you what that was, man. That's it. People just don't get it. That interview. After thinking about it, that was just another promotion run. That was part of the promotion run. That's all it was. It wasn't Shannon Sharp. I'm backing Shakur on this. Shannon Sharp don't know shit about boxing, and he don't care about boxing. The questions he was asking were pre-game questions. Somebody wrote them shits down and asked him about this, and then when he does answer like this, respond like this. That shit was choreographed on his part. Shakur went into that just, oh man, I'm about to go fuck with Shannon Sharp and them. I'm gonna go sit down and talk to them. You know what I mean? So that
But hold on, Greg. Hold on, Greg. Before Shannon Sharp, remember, he had some words to say in the media about Shakur saying that he wouldn't pay for his fights type deal. He was
yeah,
a boring fighter. So this is him coming into that after he's
yeah.
already said that.
And that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, it's coming from a football player.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
It's coming from a football player. So he really don't give a fuck. He really don't care. Shakur, of course, he's going to get wrapped up into it because this is my profession you talking about.
In
And
my
you don't,
brand. Yeah.
yeah, in my brand. And you don't know what you're talking about. You really don't. You a football player. If you take a shot and you get injured in football, guess what they do? They substitute. They can go in there, grab another guy the same size as you, maybe bigger, maybe a little bit smaller, whatever. We'll throw him in, fill him in your spot. And what we do in boxing, if Shakur get hit with a shot, he guess what? He got to figure out a way to fight through it. That's what he was trying to tell Shannon Sharp. You don't know what you're talking about. And I agree. Shannon Sharp is an asshole for that. But he's doing his job. He's supposed to get, a big response out of these guys to keep his shit going viral and so on and so forth. It's all a game. It's all a game.
And I hear you on that because listen, the best way to start, a big interview is warming it up and starting with that controversy that he put out there and then obviously talking about it with Ocho Cinco and then now Shakur Stevenson actually going into the ring. It's very similar to Clarissa Shields. They did the same thing. They warmed up controversy and then threw it out, had her in there right when she was about to make an announcement.
Right,
So I hear you on that, but then in the same time, it was like you could see that Shakur, while protecting his brand, was also like, all right, well, you're gonna diminish my brand, I'm gonna diminish your brand. You don't know shit about boxing, and got him a
right,
little sensitive to the point that when he said ignorant, what he meant was ignorant towards boxing, which was true because you don't know what's going on, right?
right,
And you got to do your homework. It kind of he was like, yo, watch your mouth. You know what I mean? Watch your mouth.
right,
So it felt real. It felt real. The tension should.
right. And that's what people need to understand. I seen videos where, oh, Shakur lost his cool. Shakur looks immature. People don't get it, man. You disrespecting what I do. And this is how I feed my family. And fuck you. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, fuck you because you don't care about what I'm doing for real, for real. You care about your life now as a podcaster or as an interviewer or whatever. You know what I mean? That's what you do. So focus on that. And the reason it was for clicks is because that would never happen if Shakur was interviewing with somebody inside of boxing. That would never happen with a Roy Jones interview. That would never happen with an Andre Berto or Andre Ward or anybody that interviews that knows boxing that been inside. That would never happen because you already know what this guy's been through. You know what I mean? And what he's going through. The only thing you can hold against a guy like Shakur is like the part where certain fights don't get made. And guess what? That's not even really his fault. Because if the bosses don't see fit for that to happen, then it won't happen. You know what I'm saying? So you really can't get mad. So I never really felt no kind of way about those clips I was watching. I think Shakur handled himself like he should have because he's passionate about what he do. He loved the game. This is what he do. You know what I'm saying? Now, somebody else who was inside the game, like an Andre Ward, whatever, and they was giving him some trouble, then I can understand because the conversation would be a little bit more detailed. You know what I'm saying? Shannon Sharpe just asking questions and then just responding in a way like an ignorant person would. He don't know. He's a football player. Now, if I was Shakur, I would have asked him, is football rigged? Would you say football is rigged? I would have asked him something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something that we hear, but we don't know. And it's things we see in the game that be like, whoa, why did that happen? You know what I'm saying? Who would make a play like that? Or who would call a decision like that or play like that? You know what I mean? So sometimes you just got to know how to respond, I guess. But Shakur, to me, he ain't do a bad job.
Yeah, and then he started getting into like Shannon was getting into things that you could tell like the actual science of boxing. Like you could tell that he wasn't so educated to the point that yeah, you can mention some of the historical names that you used to watch in the past, but you just also discrediting the fact that he goes in there, makes these people miss, and you calling it boring. But for somebody like you and I, we train people to make a miss, or you train yourself to make people miss. So when you're
Right.
doing that, you make a person miss, you block something, and then you hit somebody. That's more entertaining for somebody like you or me versus me and you just banging it out. Now another consumer might like the bang out more. Pause. They
Yeah.
might like that more because you're not day to day obviously seeing this operation and people evolve inside the ring. You know what I mean? So
Hey,
I could definitely see that.
let me answer this. So somebody, Cappy Coo or whoever that is in the chat, he says, "Great. He was just calling him out the other day. Now you're going to bat for Shakur. Crazy work. All right. Me calling him out was for something he said to me, right? Me backing him for that interview is because me watching that interview, I understand what he was going through. You booty warriors, y'all gotta chill. You know what I'm
The
saying?
booty warriors.
Yeah, y'all gotta chill, man. Y'all just corny and like weird. Like
Twerking it.
chill.
Nasty.
Yeah, the booty warriors is crazy. And they come through here. I don't know why they come through here, because
So
this is not, you know what I
so
mean?
listen. Why what happened between you and Shakur? What
He
was all that?
All it was is on Twitter. I said Abdullah Mason and Albert Bell both proved that you could fight and then be brothers afterwards. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And then Shakur wrote, "Damn, y'all lame," and then some other shit. Just called me a lame. But what me and him got going on, or what we went through, or whatever he said, whatever you want to
Separate from
call it,
this.
yeah, whatever you want to call it, is that wasn't nothing crazy. That's just me being me, and that's him being him. That ain't about nothing. That's boxing shit. You know what I'm saying? But when you add a Shannon Sharp into it, that's different, man, because you don't know. Shannon Sharp don't know.
It was nasty when Shannon said, "You the ignorant word shouldn't come out of your mouth."
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn. He's like, I would run circles around the classroom. I'm like, oh shit, you got triggered, my brother. You got really triggered.
Yeah, but Shannon Sharp was being ignorant because you speaking on shit you don't know nothing about.
Right.
Shannon Sharp basically said he's okay with somebody punching him in his head. That's what he said, basically, by saying, Shakur, oh, the way you fight and
You
the
don't
way
put yourself in harm's way.
you don't put yourself in harm's way. What are you talking about? Shakur said getting in the ring is putting yourself in harm's way, which is
Right.
absolutely true.
Yeah.
So Shannon Sharp, that's how I know somebody was writing those questions down for him, and he
And
was
then
acting like,
freestyled in between
yeah,
and messed up
yeah.
a
They
lot.
pay they paying him to act like that, bro.
Yeah.
He's an old weirdo, bro. You know what I'm saying? And he very well himself might be a booty warrior. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Nasty
just
work.
like that. And what he try to do is when he feel threatened, he try to use his size. Oh, I eat 140 pounds of food. Shut up, man. Nobody want to hear that shit. Nobody want to hear that shit, bro. Shut your big old ass up, man, and just do what you supposed to be doing.
He goes and says, "I'll fold you like a lawn chair."
Yeah, all this crazy. Just shut up, man.
Oh man.
Shut up.
Yeah. I mean, it was an interesting back and forth. I mean, but then at the same time, a lot of content creators were looking at it like, hey, it's just as an opinion. It's his opinion.
Yeah,
He's a casual fan, and there's more casual fans than actual hardcore fans that are tuned into the sport. So therefore, him saying that he is boring, that's an opinion to him,
yeah,
because of the styles that he's likes. You know.
yeah, yeah,
And in the same time, it's like people looked at it was like, hey, did Shakur, was he disrespectful by just hearing his opinion out? What you think?
yeah. I mean, if your opinion is your opinion, but like I said, once you start going into details and acting like you know what's going on in the ring, now we gotta be like we gotta really talk. Like, come on, bro. I thought Tony Gonzalez was a better tight end. Yeah, I mean, would he feel some kind of way about that? You know why he would? Because that's his position and that's his sport. And guess what he would tell me? You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Did you even get to watch me?
where
And I used to watch Shannon
Gronk
Sharpe
was
play.
way, yeah. He gotta admit though, Gronk was better though.
He might have been. And so was what's the name though? He was a hell of a tight end. My man that was a sicko that went to jail for murder.
Oh
Uh, uh
yeah,
he was nice too. But if I said one of them was better than him, he would feel
Antonio Gates.
no, not Antonio
No,
Gates.
he was nice though.
Gonzalez. I mean, not Gonzalez. My man from up your way. He from up your way.
Oh, you talking about I know who you talking about. The guy from
Yeah.
damn, the
He
blood.
from
I forget his name. Hernandez.
yeah. Hernandez
Yeah,
was a beast too.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Hernandez.
So if I said they was better than him, he would feel some kind of way about that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I watched Shannon Sharp and his brother Sterling. I watched both of them play before. You know what I mean? When I was a kid. So, it's just people had their opinions. I'm not against the opinion part. Anybody could have an opinion. But when you start talking in detail, like you know what's going on, that's when I have a problem. That's when it's an issue.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he's like something about basketball to Shakur. He was like something about he's like uh, Shakur goes, "I'm not going to debate with Kawhi Leonard for
Yeah.
basketball. Like that's not what I'm going to do."
Yeah. That's not even a thing. It's not
Yeah.
even a thing.
So clearly, Shannon Sharp is obviously in the topic right now, basically getting cooked on social media by everybody in the boxing world.
Hmm.
Um but in the same time, we had that press conference, with Teofimo Lopez, Rolly Romero. What you thought about it?
I didn't see the press conference. A lot of people think I be bullshitting when I say I don't watch a lot of interviews and stuff like. And that's because I be in the gym. So I be in the gym. I don't really get to see a lot of this shit. So when a lot of this shit hit, I'm in the gym and I'm tired by the time I get home. But when it comes to that fight, I'm picking Rolly. I like Rolly for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'd be surprised too how much you be tapped in while coaching. I ain't gonna lie, but you like Rolly in the fight.
yeah.
Why?
I seen from Rolly, he's becoming better as far as his discipline. He's keeping his hands up high. His decision making is better, and I think Tiafimo is right now. He's just fighting for the money. I don't think it's about legacy. I don't think it's about getting better. I think it's strictly about money now. So because it's strictly about money, his heart isn't fully in it, and I think Rolly Romero is going to run down. I think he's going to punish him, and I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah. So you feel like Rolly's progressing while Teal's not.
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you feel like that fight goes the distance?
Yeah, it could, but yeah, I feel like it go the distance.
Yeah. Um, what kind of fight do you feel like it's gonna be? Do you feel like it'll be a war, or do you feel like you just see Teofimo Lopez more in the back foot trying to box?
He definitely going to box Rolly. There's no point in him sitting there trying to rip with Rolly. Rolly will tear his head off, but I think Rolly will catch up to him within time. Rolly, like I said, is getting better. He's working on his game, and I seen it. And I think by the time they fight, Rolly he'll be ready, like an 8-4 Rolly.
8-4 Rolly. Oh wow. So you feel like now a lot of people are talking about this Rolly's chin. Um, they talk about the chin. Obviously, him keeping his hands nice and tight, he wasn't really able to get hit by Ryan's hook. But Do you feel like the speed of Teofimo Lopez? A lot of people saying, "Hey, Ryan Garcia is no Teofimo Lopez when it comes to IQ." What's your thoughts?
I feel like, listen, man, people again got opinions. Like I said again, the kid is getting better. Ishmael Salas is a great coach. And Rolly's really listening to him. Tio is still with his father, from what I understand. No help. Nobody actually coming in there and being an influence to Tio. So everything that he's done in the past, he's still doing. There's nothing better about him. And you know, you're gonna see Rolly run him over. Trust me. Rolly gonna run him over.
Mm. Now, what does this fight mean for Rolly and Teofimo Lopez? I mean, listening to Teofimo Lopez sounds like a make or break situation.
It's just a good fight. It's just a good fight. It's a real good fight. And the next guy, I mean, and the guy that wins move on to the next level. It's just a good fight.
It's terrible traffic, though. I'm not gonna lie. As a media member, like the traffic for it, I just people kind of really talking about Shakur Stevenson's Zuffa signing more than anything else right now.
Yeah, because that's what this shit is about, man. This shit ain't about skills no more. It ain't about who actually is a dog. This shit is about who's popular. You know what I mean? What's going on in the tabloids? You know what I mean? These dudes want to know what these guys' favorite drink is. They want to know who they're dating. You know what I'm saying? The fans we dealing with today, they don't care about the actual boxing part. They like the boxing part, but they want the controversy, baby. That's what they going crazy for.
Yeah. Obviously, Tank on his burner account, kind of went at AB. Um,
Yeah,
I think I felt like it was about AB saying he would never fight Shakur, whatever the case may be, and then he kind of felt some type of way about it. Tank's really about a lot about loyalty, and he kind of be like, oh, if you're his friend, you can't be my friend, type of deal. And
yeah.
with that being said, do you feel like, with the money that's being thrown out from Zuffa, right? They said it was a multi-fight $100 million deal for Shakur
Yeah.
Stevenson. So that could be about, 3 to 4 fights, which is, a lot of money. Um, Now Tank makes a lot of money by himself, and obviously with a big opponent, he'll definitely make lots of money. Do you feel like you see him go into the Zuffa route and fight some of those guys, or do you feel like this might have to go to the zone? They'll force it. I don't know. What do you think?
Tank, I don't, man. Listen, Tank is on another planet right now. He hasn't been in the ring, and he just got a lot to say. So I just hope he just mentally get better, physically get better, and get back in the ring. I don't care what network it's on. You know what I mean? That's if he's interested in fighting anymore. If he's interested in fighting, then yeah, I would definitely love to watch him fight. But as far as what he gonna do, I don't know. He got a lot of shit he got to handle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What was your thoughts on his reaction to Jerome Boots Innocence and Desires?
I don't know. I never really saw what he said, but you know,
You
that
know,
was a great
um,
fight.
he just recently said that he looked really good in there. Besides the third round or him getting hurt, he felt like he did some good stuff in there. But in other words, we did get to see also in the press conference, Fundora talk about he hasn't got an offer from Jerome Boots Ennis, but that team wanting that fight. He said that he's never ducked him. Do you feel like with the Ennis and Fundora fight, do you feel like that's the biggest fight, and do you feel like it happens next?
I feel like it's the biggest fight at 54. Of course, it's not next because Fundora got a fight coming, don't he? He got to fight his mandatory,
I
something like
mean,
that.
mandatory. I don't know. Maybe what in October? He was supposed
Fundora,
to.
that's what they
He,
say. He was getting ready to fight a mandatory.
yeah, I mean, I know he was supposed to be fighting on the Canelo undercard, and then they pushed that. So
Yeah.
I don't.
I mean,
I don't.
listen, man. If it's Fundora, then it's Fundora. He'll find out. I think Fundora is a good fighter, but I think he full of shit as well. He talk like nobody never went upside his head, like he never been put down, like he never been put out. You know what I'm saying? He is who he is, and he is dangerous, and that is the best fight at 54. But he'll find out. He'll find out.
Lots of talks with Robert Garcia. Um,
Yeah.
you know, I just seen an interview with YSM and with Robert Garcia and him saying that if that fight doesn't happen next, it would be because of Boots. I mean, what's
Yeah.
your reaction on that? And do you feel like that's a direction that Boots should go?
Virgil and his whole team is full of shit. They full of shit. I'm gonna tell you why. Cause that fight was supposed to happen before the kid Xander got in there, right? Now they see him go up in there with Xander and him so-called be hurt in the third round, and now everybody sees something. I guess y'all didn't see the part where the guy, got beat to submission in the seventh round. Here's the thing though. Xander's a better fighter than Virgil. Virgil's easy. Virgil's gonna get his ass beat bad. I'm telling you. Boots is gonna torture him. Cause you know why? It's not even because of the styles. It's because all the shit you did in Texas. You act like you was gonna fight me, and then you got out the ring and you said that Earl Spence was your dream fight. He's full of shit. Boots is gonna crush him, bro. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, it's gonna get bad for. I hope that fight happens. I hope the fight happens. Virgil is gonna get a rude awakening. It's gonna get bad for Virgil, real bad.
Yeah, listening to Oscar, he's talking about it in his latest clapback as well. I mean, definitely seems like it could be the next fight for Boots if, but then we're hearing also that, you know, Eddie wants to put Boots back in Philly. Um it seems like they might be able to do a stay busy fight in between time. Do you feel like it'll be Kelly?
Then Boachuk beat Virgil ass, like getting his like whoop his ass, and didn't Brandon Adams beat Boachuk ass twice. Come on, man, stop playing. He gonna
Oh,
beat. Listen,
Shane
he's
Shane
gonna.
Mosley knocked out Bochek.
That's what I'm trying to say. And Virgil had the
Junior.
hardest time in the world with him. Boots is gonna torture Virgil real bad for him.
You weren't able to hear anything any recent interviews with Fundora talking about Ennis and Xander's performance. He sees that he could see two different ways of how he could beat him. By pressuring him, he said that Xander Zayas is not a pressure fighter. um he was just going around and doing what he could do, but he was basically saying that he could see him going at him and boxing him.
Listen, everybody at 54 is dead meat. Dead meat, bro. I'm telling you. Even Fundora got a fucked up memory where he act like he don't remember what Mendoza did to him. You know what's wrong with people? What Mendoza did to him, they try to act like that was an accident or some type of lucky punch. There is no lucky punch. You got caught with that shot. You got put out. It's going to get bad, bro. Bad for him, bro. Bad. Everybody at 54 bad. I'm telling you. Real bad. Nasty. Thank you.
um Now tell me, if Zuffa is able to make the Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson fight, would you be a believer?
Right. I would be a believer for that fight. Yes, I would.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I would definitely be a believer. I think that fight could happen, but the problem is, man, you just never know with these people, man, because they throw smoke screens all the time. And I'm not mad at them because you got to keep the people on their toes. At the same time, stop lying. Stop with the bullshit. How you having negotiations with three different people at one time? Like, what's going on? I understand that happens in business, but at the same time, like, yo, tell us what's realistic. You know what I mean? So we can prepare.
Yeah. Yeah. And then because I heard Shakur say, "Hey, if he ducks Keyshawn, he'll fight me if he drops the belt." But people are like, "Duck him! Aren't you the better fighter? Why would he be ducking Keyshawn if you're the better fighter?"
Right. If the fight with you is worth more, which it is, you know what I'm saying, then yeah. But they playing a two-man game over there. You gotta remember Shakur and Keyshawn is running a two-man weave. So, they trying to pull out whatever moves they could pull out. And guess what? I'm not mad at them because they signed to these people and they have to do what they're told. But sometimes you just gotta, you know what I'm saying? But who knows?
Take control of your own career.
Yeah, you got to take control sometime, baby, because these people sometimes are walk you right into a fucking a dark space, and who knows what'll happen to you. You know what I'm saying? But if you haven't experienced those type of things in life, then you won't think like that. You know what I mean? But these guys, they young. They got to figure it out.
Yeah, because at this point, if they don't fight for the belt, Keyshawn will probably fight Brian Norman for the belt. If they end up fighting.
Think about everything that Dana White said in the past about boxing. Why would you then get in bed with him?
Mm.
That's how you know. That's how you know money is evil. Money is very evil. You know what I'm saying? Because with all the things he said about boxing being disrespectful because he was trying to push MMA, why would you now get in bed with him? And that goes for any fighter. I'm not picking. That goes for any fighter. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like what he said in the media saying that it was a big influence when the WBC tried to charge him for the Teofimo Lopez fight? It kind of made him want to more go to that direction.
Listen, man. The truth is, it ain't just the WBC. That was just the easiest person to go at. You understand? That's how that go. WBC been around a long time, and they've been doing what they doing for a long time. But when that money don't look like the money you signed for, you got to start trying to cut shit off. You know what I mean? You got to start trying to trim the fat. So where can I trim the fat? You know what? And not feel bad about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's starting to get sticky because it's like, with that being said, he's saying he wants all the big fights. He got two managers, and you got Turkey and Dana White throwing all this money at these guys, but he got two managers, and then you got to pay the sanctioning fees on top of that. You know, and then a promoter, so it's just like everyone, like you said, trying to trim off the fat just to get some of these big paydays.
Because in today's time, if you don't know, if you know about Uncle Sam, if you know about 10% to that person, 15 to that person, 20 to that person, you going home with fucking 35% of your money. If that. You know what I mean? So when people be going crazy, $25 million and all that, no, no. Fighters know the truth. And anybody listening that knows the truth, know this is the truth. Fighters be getting raped, dog. They do. And they be trying to figure out ways to trim the fat. Sometimes they may cut a coach. Sometimes they might get away from their manager. Sometimes they get away from their promoter. Sometimes you gotta tell the WBC and the IBF and WBO, WBA to get the fuck out of here. It depends on who you feel like going at, man. This shit is a rough lifestyle because what it says on paper is not what it is. It's not.
Yeah, that's why Tio he's in the best position right now. He's basically his own promoter going straight with Conley, and dealing with the networks. He's dealing with straight with the zone and Nick Conley. And Conley, yep.
Keith,
Keith,
Keith.
yep.
And listen, the problem is, can he keep winning? That's just the problem. You gotta keep winning. You ain't gonna have too much ground to stand on if you ain't winning. So what T.O. should be really worried about is winning these fights. Now you winning these fights, that's different. You got something different going on. But if you ain't winning these fights, come on.
And I hear you. Yeah, you got to go about what you see because I mean, even Edgar Belanga's going to be fighting in a couple weeks. You see who he's fighting. You see who Richardson Hitchens fighting. The one that probably got the more challenging fight is probably Jalil Hackett and Sergey Derpachenko. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, but Devenchenko's 50 years old.
he is old.
He's 50. Jalil, listen, all Jalil got to do is control his breathing and relax. He gonna beat Devenchenko ass. Devenchenko 50. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I told this pops. I think
Dangerous
he
fight.
should be stopping him.
Dangerous. No, I wouldn't say that though.
No,
I wouldn't say stopping him.
I think Jalil
Nah,
will.
he's still dangerous. He could. He very well could, but Devchenko's still a dangerous man. But Jalil being a younger man, he should be able to outwork him for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. And this is a, this will be Jalil at 160. So he won't be able to even
Yeah,
cut his weight. But this probably be the strongest we ever see him. But
yeah.
yeah, the boxing game is moving. It's definitely moving. Um, what you think about Tim Zoo and Errol Spence and Errol Spence's latest interview with Andre Ward? He said a lot of different things in that interview. Um, discrediting Derek James a lot. Seen Derek James's interview. He said that he was hurt and he couldn't spar. He said he couldn't spar. His dad said he couldn't spar. I mean, what's he supposed to do? So he had to do most of the sparring through the mitts. I mean, and then also saying that look at my career from the beginning and to the end with Derek James. I fought the same, and this is why I'm with Ronnie Shields.
Hey, listen, I don't think he was doing so much discredit him. I think he just was talking about what was going on. But to be totally honest, I think Earl Spence, first of all, I think he's gonna beat Tim Zoo. That's first of all. Second, speaking on the Derek James situation, I think, man, some things just come to an end because they have to. Um, Over all that time, Derek James going. See, nobody. Here's the thing. Nobody spoke on what Derek James had to really deal with these guys, and you never see the real truth until the documentary comes out years later. That's when you start seeing the real truth. That's when you really know, right? But if you can read between the lines, Derek James was dealing with a lot with Earl Spence because he had a lot of shit going on outside of the gym, outside of boxing, health wise, and whatever other reasons. Taking a fight like that, knowing you was injured, tells me I just wanted to take that fight. I just wanted to make it happen. I needed the money or whatever the case. And I'm not trying to say he needed the money like he was flat broke, but I'm just saying that's a lot of money we get ready to fight for. So yeah, let's make that happen. So to say Derek ain't get me no sparring, how? You wasn't in shape. You wasn't right. Your health wasn't there. It sounded like he said to Derek James, listen, no matter what you think, I'm gonna take this fight. It's a big fight and it's big money. And whatever happens, happens. And Derek James said, all right, dog, let's ride out. Let's do what we gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I've seen situations like that. I've seen guys spar and looking like, yo, why he not using his right hand? Whole time the right hand been fucked up the whole time. Everybody knew it. You know what I'm saying? But because of the money, they go in there and take it anyway. It's boxing. It happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Facts. Getting into some of these super chats here. Salute to everybody on the live. We got over 527 people on the live. Salute to y'all, man. Smash that like button. It's totally free. Uncle Tim, thank you for the 5 piece. Abdullah would put Shakur in a dog fight. He never seen Shakur in there with somebody on his ass with that speed and power. Young kid, don't get tired. What's your thoughts?
It's some truth to that. But again, will we ever get to see something like that? You know what I mean? You don't know what these dudes, but there's some truth to that.
Who would you favor in the fight if they had to do it like in the next two fights? Two to
Ah,
three.
man, it depends. That would depend on who Abdullah fought in between time. Because if it was right now, then I would pick Shakur. But in two more fights, I don't know because Abdullah is just showing different elements, man. And one thing we know that he's showing, he coming to get you. He not playing. He not playing around. Somebody asked me some time ago, what do you think? Do you think Boots and Abdullah are do they fight similar? Like, is there any type of similarities to their fight styles? And I'm like, nah. But then I really thought about it. The intensity level is the same. They trying to come rip you the fuck up. They not trying to win on points. They trying to rip you up. So that's what he'll have to deal with Abdullah. Now Abdullah is skillful, but you know what I mean. Overall, he trying to hurt you from what we just last saw.
Say Abdullah was able to get the Raymond Mortataya fight next, and then
Yeah.
say he beats, I don't know, say William. I don't know, who do you think Roach and William Cepeda, who do you think wins that?
That's a great fight. I'm liking Zepeda for the punch output, but I don't like that he just really depend on working you over. Like he trying to push you to your limits and that's it. Like it's not like he really trying to sit down and hurt you. He's trying to hurt you because he's throwing a lot of punches, but he's not being mean about it.
Yeah,
He just throwing. Lamont is a little too patient at times, but Lamont is accurate, sharp, and he nasty. He can fight on the inside or the outside. That's a great fight, but I'm edging towards Lamont if Lamont understand what he got to do. And what Lamont got to do is keep his foot on the gas. Stop letting up. Lamont have two great rounds and then sit back one round. You know what I mean? He got to go all the way through. You know what I mean? He got to
full
go all the way
throttle.
through. He got to push all the way through. Yeah, full throttle for sure. For sure.
Say Abdullah gets, I don't know, maybe he beats the winner of that fight, Raymond Modataya. Would he be ready
Yeah.
for a Shakur Stevenson?
I think he would be ready, but it's still hard to say who will win. It's hard. That's a great fight. Because you got to be fair. We haven't seen Shakur against something like that. But he is the more experienced fighter, the better decision making. Um, he's the veteran. And Abdullah ain't never seen nothing like that. So great fight.
Mm. Uncle Tim, thank you for the two-piece. Shannon was disrespectful. You not arguing with LeBron James.
Yeah, he wouldn't. But like I said, Shannon Sharpe got a job to do, and that's all he was doing.
Yeah. And you, you would think I was waiting for Chinko to actually step in a little bit, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I don't know. Because at the end of the day, I know that he's a fan as well. But he also has boxed in there. He's been shared the ring with a lot of these guys as far as just being in there to have that type of conversation. You know what I mean? They be
Mm-hmm.
teaching him some stuff. I mean, I think I seen him fight. He wasn't too bad. But so he kind of understands the game a little bit better than a guy that has never. I think Shakur kind of told him, "Hey, why don't you throw a punch right now?" And then Shannon went, "You like that one, didn't you?" He's like, "Yo," and then
I ain't even see
Chicago,
that shit.
and then Chicago, do it again, do it again.
Real shit.
Nasty
Real
work.
shit though.
That's the truth, though. Yeah, you're right. Um, that was funny, man. That was definitely a funny one. But yo, we got a fight coming up next week. We got Diego Pacheco versus Aleem. What do
Yeah.
you think? What do you think about that fight? Aleem looks very
I
short
mean,
again.
yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. The height difference is crazy. Alim, he been around for a while, been in some tough ass fights. I think he's worthy, but physically, I think he's just too small for Pacheco. Pacheco's getting bigger. I mean, meaning he's growing into his frame, and I, I didn't like that McCumbee fight. I hated that fight. Um, but I mean, he does have a good skill set, so I think it's not that the fight will be easy, but I think he wins the fight for sure. Pacheco wins the fight.
Hey, what was your reaction on Abdullah Mason's performance last weekend? Stopping
I mean,
Albert Bell in the 12th.
the kid looked like a wolf, man. How can you be mad at somebody going for it? You know what I mean? You can't be mad. People were saying, "Oh, he was getting fried. He was getting cooked." Look at the end. I mean, he beat a guy almost half to death because Albert Bell said he admitted to having his nose being like broken or shifted or whatever you want to call it, like in the fifth, sixth round. Said he couldn't
Fractured in the
breathe.
7th. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Said he couldn't breathe after that, and then he was just getting assaulted. The body work was beautiful. I think Abdullah could have did a lot more with his jab, but at the same time, when it's all on the line, that kid gonna bite down. I like him. I like him. I can't be mad at him.
Um, the stoppage. What's your thought about the stoppage?
Referee saved that kid. You know why? 2 minutes left on the clock,
A
and he
lot of
was hurt
time.
bad. The stoppage, maybe he could have let him get up and fight a little more, but what people don't understand, referee got the best seat in the house. They seeing this shit. We face to face. So he's looking at this guy's face change, his mannerisms change. Albert Bell punches ain't have nothing on him. It was no he. It was no way he was gonna be able to keep Abdullah off of him. He was gonna hurt Albert Bell bad if he would have let him come out for those next 2 minutes.
People were saying that the combination sequence at the end didn't land, and he just shoved them towards the floor, and therefore that stoppage, that was probably the reason why people felt like they should have had Albert Bell, at least get up and really get hit.
So I mean, so if you didn't see that left hook that Abdullah Mason landed before they clinched and before Abdullah pushed him to the ground, all right. I mean, that was a hell of a hook, hell of a shot, and that guy was already beat up. He was already taking punishment. That's what people don't understand. Understand the rounds and the rounds and the rounds. They thinking about that round. They're not thinking about the punishment he took throughout the fight.
Uncle Tim, thank you for the 2 piece, says Abdullah stops Floyd in the eighth. I'm not high on Floyd.
Floyd was a way better decision maker than the average fighters. You know what I mean? He was a way better than even the elites. His decision making kept him out of a lot of shit, and
Okay,
his
talking
punch
about
selection
Schofield.
was.
Schofield.
Oh, Floyd Schofield. Oh, that's a different fight. I think that's just a young war.
He's saying though he thinks that Abdullah stops him in the eighth though.
It's possible, but I think they could hurt each other because they both young warriors, and they both strong. You know what I mean? They both hitting. So I don't know. My bad. I think you was talking about Floyd Mayweather.
No. Um but tell me, do you feel like most likely it goes 12, or do you feel like you could get that surprise because they're both thumping?
Fights like that could go 12, but if it does, then you see both fighters beat up. If it stops early, that might be a blessing on one of their behalf, or maybe both of their behalf. But fights like that go 12, you see both of them beat up.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it might look something similar to Sam Noakes and Abdullah.
Mm. A four
You know what I
like
mean?
that, yeah.
Except the only thing is Schofield got a little bit more ability on his legs than Sam Noakes. He do more on his legs.
Yeah, he could shift and he could do a little bit more. Yeah, you're right. He could. That's definitely a good fight. You know, I think that because they seen a lot of people seen that he lost about five out of the first 6 rounds. Did you have it that way as well?
Yeah, I had it like 4-2 after six.
Okay, so because of that, a lot of people looked at it was like, oh man, um, even though styles make fights, and Albert Bell is a 6 footer, but a lot of people were looking at it like he can be outboxed.
Hey man, listen, you only know when you know. We wasn't in there with him. We don't know what he was thinking about. We don't know what he was feeling like. We don't know what he was, looking at. You know what I'm saying? All we know is he got the job done. Since when? So since when did a scene 12 minutes into the movie become better than the ending, or more important than the ending? I should say. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the message don't hit you till the ending of the movie. The ending was the guy got stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all still talking about 12 minutes in.
Yeah, no, 100%. And he broke him down with the body. It took a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but getting back into the Shakur Stevenson topic, I mean, people were talking about, when he fought Nakatelia, he apologized for his performance. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then with the De Los Santos, he had one hand. And, you know, when we talk about performances that, a lot of people just want to see that you are taking that. Teofimo Lopez got busted up, but lots of people felt like he could have stopped him in that fight as well. That
Yeah.
that extra umph of wanting to go forward a little bit more to please the crowd. I mean, do you feel like there's a debate when it comes that to when it comes down to Shakur? Obviously, he's there to make sure that he lives his life a long time and he could be able to talk. But in the same time, do you feel some of the casual fans?
Pritchard Cologne, is that not a real thing?
Right.
That's a real thing, bro. That man lives in a wheelchair now. That's not cool, bro. That's not cool. And I don't see people talking about that enough. You know what I mean? That shit really happens. That wasn't a freak accident. That happens to guys. You know what I'm saying? Or they memory go. And you know what people do? They laugh. So don't fight for the fans. If there's any young fighters on here, don't fight for the fans. Fight for you. If you the type of dog that go get that money, then go get the money. If you the type of dog that's gonna sit back and let the money come to you, sit back and let the money come to you. But don't fight for the fans. Cause when you in a wheelchair or when you in your bed and you can't get out your bed and you got a family member there taking care of you, you can't even go to the bathroom on your own. You know what I'm saying? These people are out here laughing, living their life. People think fighters are dumb already. They already think they dumb. You know what I mean? And they think they crazy. So why would you care about what people think and just make a decision based off, well, the fans wanted to see a great fight? No, that just sounds good. But fans don't do nothing but go home and laugh about how you got your ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? So go in there and be the better fighter. Just be the better fighter all the way around. Sometimes you gotta step on the gas, and sometimes you gotta lay off it a little bit and box. You know what I mean? Just know when to pick that time.
Yeah. No, I hear you on that. You know, even the fact of him saying that, hey, are there fighters that say that you're boring? And then Shakur responds, there's a lot of fighters that praise my style, and praising is different, right? Than anything else, right? A whole bunch of good fighters praising a certain fighter. People praise Boots, right? People praise Shakur Stevenson, right? So when you get people
Yeah.
praising, but in the same time, some of those guys can be not necessarily Boost, because Boost comes and really want to go in and take your head off. He has the gift of power in both hands. Shakur, in the same time, is like going to take the Floyd route and kind of pretty much just stay winning.
hmm I mean, but they built different. Boots got one of the best engines I've seen in the world. In the world, like Shakur has the best composure level I've ever seen in the world. Like I don't think I've seen too many fighters that relax. I've seen some relax, but not with everybody. Shakur's always calm. Boots is always on beast mode. You know what I'm saying? He always on go. That's what make him special. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Boots said that he never has hand injuries as well. So that's also a good thing as well. My man Brandman said that he got big paws on him. So,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah. Nah, press conference was decent. Oh, and then also on that card for Abdullah Mason, what's your thoughts on, Bruce Shushu Carrington's performance? I mean, lots of people talk about, he possibly got knocked down. Do you think that was a knockdown? And then what do you think about his overall performance? Also got hurt to the body and was able to finish the fight. Well,
I think Shushu had a lot going on in his mind. I think he was thinking about that guy's punch without being hit by him. I think he already gave him that respect going into the ring. And I was saying that because of the way Shushu was throwing his punches. He was throwing, but he wasn't trying to engage too much. Like he was just putting little shit together just to say he got him off and get up out of there. You know what I mean? He it wasn't his best performance. I think he could have did better, but he got the dub and he got up out of there. And that body shot was vicious, yeah. But the fact that he stayed standing and he fought through it, that's the adversity that people don't really get to understand.
for sure. Uncle Tim, thank you for the 5 piece. Greg, do you believe or think we was robbed of the Crawford Boots fight? Question mark. I know he retired. It feels like it's something missing. Bud don't seem done.
Yeah, I don't think Bud is done neither. But that's what he said, and that's what he's living with. So guess so. As far as us being robbed, possibly yes, because style wise, that's one of the greatest fights of this time. Style wise, yes.
Robbery. Andrew Jones, thank you for the 5 piece. Shakur is great, just boring and not entertaining at all to casuals. And casuals is how you make the money. Floyd was beating up people until he got old.
Yeah, I guess. You know what I mean? If that's how they see it, that's how they see it. If casuals is how you make the money, guess what? Then the casual gonna always watch because they don't know what the fuck they looking at. You know what I'm saying? A casual don't really know. A casual loves a guy like Ryan Garcia. That means you'll watch anything. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So they don't give a fuck. You know some girls drove to New York. They might have flew, but I think they said they drove to New York to watch the fights and didn't know who was fighting.
Happens.
That's all. They don't care. They just wanted to. They heard it was a big fight and they pulled
Fight
up.
night.
That's all it was. They didn't give a fuck. They didn't care. You know what I mean? So they gonna watch anyway.
100. 100%. Smash a like button, ladies and gentlemen. We got 551, no, 568 people on the live. Hit the like button. Greg, you got time for the call-ins or you got somewhere to be?
No, we in the trap. We in the trap for like another 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys call in on Instagram live. We here talking about all the latest topics from the press conference from Teofimo Lopez and Rolly Romero and the new signing with Shakur Stevenson. Let's get into some of this boxing talk. Once again, appreciate you guys for tapping in. Make sure you guys go out your way and subscribe to GHBTV on YouTube. That's Greg Hackett's YouTube channel. He got that shit rocking. He's always posting content, so go out your way, hit that subscribe button. Why don't you? All right, first caller coming in, Ronnie Bands. We got the call-ins ready to go live on Instagram, y'all. So make sure you guys do so.
HLD still alive?
Oh no, my God, Millie.
What's going on, Ronnie Bands?
What's going on? I want to tell you about this, the Chris Stevenson signing of Zuffa.
Talk,
That's a good move. That's a good move for him.
tell me why.
Because they gonna cut off all the money issues. Now we can get the Tank David fight. We can get the Devin Haney fight without the money being issued now. Because they're not paying 10 times more. He paying for these fights. So we can get a Devin Haney fight as a third fight next. That'd be lovely now. Ain't no excuses no more. What's all the money fights now? Ain't no, and then we know the belt don't deal with the Zuba because they gotta apply for the belt. They gotta apply for that. So they say no, because I can't get the Devin Haney fights and Shakur fight. If they don't gotta deal with the anybody. Because Zuba don't deal with them. Right or wrong.
Shoot, I mean, I- with the type of money that they're dropping, you never know. Some of these guys might just drop those belts.
Yeah, because the guy, the man for the WBO said that they got to apply for a license to even put their belt on their platform. So that means we don't need that belt for Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson. They can fight right now for the belt. I mean, without the belt. For a good payday right now.
What you think, Greg?
I don't know. Whatever you say is true. I don't know.
He said whatever he say is true.
I said, look, because he was on, because the guy, he was on, saying what that guy, he was the president, but that's anybody, he was on, saying what that one guy, I forgot his name. He was on his podcast talking about it. And he was telling that they got to apply for a license to even use their belt on their platform anyway, right? So why not just drop the belt and just get the play out? Because I want to see big fights now. I'm tired of all the loopholes and stuff. I want to see big fights. Like we need that Shakur, Shakur Stevenson, Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. We need to start playing these games. Shakur said 144, and so let's make it happen now. What's the hold up? I think now that he's down to Zuffa, it can get made happen.
Shit. Devin Haney just said that he got a big announcement. Is it Zuffa or is it Keyshawn? What you guys think? What you think,
I
Greg?
think it.
What you think? Go ahead.
I think it's gonna be the Keyshawn fight. I feel like that's easier to make right now.
You think it's Keyshawn?
I think
Yeah, I'm saying that
it's gonna be
because
Keyshawn too, though.
it's a reason. It's a reason they put him number one in the WBA. So you know what I mean? I don't know.
Word.
And I just tired of all the talking, Kid Austin daddy, he be talking a lot too. He need to get his son to get back in the ring ASAP. He talk too much. He need his son to get back in the ring as soon as possible. Kid Austin's son. Kid Austin need to get in the ring because his dad be talking a lot of stuff about these fighters, and we don't never. But why you ain't getting in the ring with none of some of these guys? You keep saying what you'll do to Shakur, all these guys, but I don't understand why you won't get in the ring with some of the champions. You should have trained Davis, okay. So I didn't win that belt. Why don't you put Abdullah Mason? What's that word?
New caller coming in. What's going on?
Yeah, Kia Austin day. I was just texting Gray the other day about that shit. Schofield just be talking, bro. Yeah, he just be talking. Hey, Camille, why you be letting him hate on Abdullah like that?
What you mean letting them hate? What the hell? What's this letting them hate? What the? Why are you letting them hate? This is a grown ass man.
Hey, you right about that, bro. You can't stop from saying shit. But you seen that video when they was talking about you on the boxing boy?
Yeah.
That shit had me hollering.
Yeah, motherfucker said that they want Schofield to lose so he could be a co-host of Mill City Boxing.
Oh, well, they said permanently.
Permanently, yeah. That's
But I like the kid though, bro. I think he got some little weird little ways. He all that moving his head and shit like his daddy dreads to his back. I like him though. I'm gonna say this. He's dead.
call. Go ahead.
Hey, so Mill, you the man I've been trying to talk to. So, hey, y'all keep trying to compare Abdullah Mason fight to Schofield. Like Schofield, not 6 foot. Abdullah won't have that problem with that rank.
He'll be having a different problem.
What different problem?
There's a lot of different problems. I mean, Schofield,
Abdullah gonna stop him.
Schofield is definitely gonna go at it in a different temperament. He's coming in with some more pop. I mean, he's just a different type of a fighter.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, what you think, Greg?
I just feel like
What?
y'all try to. I don't know.
That that they're comparing the height of Bell and that Kid Austin doesn't have that height for Abdullah Mason. So what type of problems do you think Kid Austin will give Abdullah that Albert Bell wasn't able to do?
I think the fact that they both young, they give each other trouble. I think the energy level is gonna be high if they ever fight. In this day and time, you know, in the past fights, I can't judge them on because neither guy that they beat was like each other. So what I'm saying is, Albert Bell is nothing like Schofield, and Tevin Farmer is nothing like Abdullah Mason. So we just got to see the fight.
Man, who all around better fighter, Jay? Answer that question. Abdullah Mason.
Out of who?
Abdullah Mason and Schofield.
Abdullah is the better fighter.
Okay. Oh, I thought. I ain't gonna lie to you, Bill. He gonna sleep him. He gonna sleep Kid Austin. He don't got no chin. He don't got no chin.
Mm.
He got and I agree with you, bro. I don't think Kid Austin got a chin, bro. I'm tell you why. He got caught by what's dude's name? He saw with R. The dude he got caught.
Renee.
Renee. He was wobble. Abdullah Mason got dropped 3 times. Last knockdowns. He got up like, come on, let's get it. But it's still not no excuse. You should never got dropped 3 times. But on flash knockdown, bro.
But he stopped the guy though. He stopped the guy after he got knocked down.
Okay, talk to him. I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna bet any money that kid ought to get stopped by Abdullah. Abdullah will stop Kid Austin. I will bet any money.
Ooh, damn.
Hey, Mills, I got a question, right?
Talk to me.
I'm sounding like Boots, Greg. If goddamn me, if I'm Abdullah Mason and you Schofield, and you never got paid $1 million, bro. You turning down $1 million?
Who?
Yeah, I already spoke on that. That just sounds
I know
crazy.
that. My bad. I ain't hear that. Like, like no one turned down no $1 million, bro.
Yeah, he tripping.
Yeah, $1 million.
Especially if he think he the better fighter.
Then he just said, like Schofield dad be throwing me off. They just supposed to sign a multi-fight deal for $5 million. Now they were just getting. Then he said they was getting $250,000 a fight. Now they getting $500,000 a fight. Like, come on, what's the numbers is, bro? Like, what's that going on? And Taylor Hood is going to protect him. He's going to protect Kid Austin. I'm telling you, he's going to protect them.
Keisha, blessings. Thank you for the 5-piece. Mill, it's refreshing not to have hear Holyfield lying, hating ass today. You calling him on his BS.
I'm telling you, he's protecting his son. He know he can't be none of them champions. Look, Shakur Stevenson gave him what he wanted, right? He told all that talking. Shakur gave him, he started the contract. He never made it to the fight. I'm not saying that he didn't get hurt. I'm not saying that. But why did he come back to it? Why did he come back to the fight again? And remember, he could have came back to the fight if he really wanted to. But he did all that talking about security. He didn't want to go back to that smoke, He's all smoke and mirrors. I'm telling you right now. If Kid Austin really was a dog, he'll press Abdullah Mason right now. But Abdullah got no fight coming up. Why he ain't pressing Abdullah right now, Millie? Why he ain't pressing him right now? They got no fight lined up. I'm saying, Kid Austin daddy even talking. Ain't he already the champion in reset? I mean, ain't he already a champion? So you really
Rodney, thank you.
Lucas' body. Do we? No, he already a champion.
Say that one more time.
He already a champion, Mill?
No,
Schofield?
not yet.
So he got to fight Lucas' body for the belt?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what's up with Boots? Like, who
They're going to be fighting August 22nd. That's what they said.
Is Lucas' body for sure?
I don't know. I don't know if it's on the Teofimo Lopez undercard with Rolly or it's a different, but they're saying the same date, so I'm assuming.
Yeah, it probably is. I ain't gonna lie, that be a lit card though. I like the little Schofield kid. It really
Mill.
surprised me when he knocked Tevin Foreman ass out so fast, but I just
Shout out to you.
Decent fighter, bro.
Shout out to you, Mill. I'm about to go smoke some weed or something, brother.
Yo, appreciate you, man. Thank you for tapping in.
My dog.
Smash the like button.
Hey, Greg is retarded. He said he finna go smoke some weed.
He said I'm gonna go smoke some weed.
But so I just got a couple more questions. So who you think Boots should get it in with next, man?
Boots?
Yeah, Boots.
I really don't know, man, cause it's just I don't know. I mean, Kelly, he's saying he don't want to fight anywhere near the United States, and it's like, I don't hear nothing about Boots wanting to go out there. I see Eddie wants him to go out there, but I mean, he's selling. Imagine Boots coming back with them 2 belts to Philly or even New York. I mean, he's gonna sell. He got a lot of fans that night. You know what I'm saying? So.
So do you believe in a fighter taking after a difficult fight, keep taking difficult fights back to back, bro? You know what I mean? What you think?
Look, that's what Xander did, right? He went from one belt to another belt to Boots. I mean, That's
But
difficult.
Xander, like that scene, he just got destroyed.
Look at Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez coming from Shakur Stevenson to Rolly Romero. You know.
But is that really a hard fight? Because I got a question. Because I don't box, bro. So like, when people spar each other, ain't done like shit. Don't I know you now? Like, that's my question.
It's not the same. It's not the very same thing. Remember, you know what I mean? Like, first of all, we gotta have that real dance in sparring. First of all, it can't be like, oh, let's work on some things. Nah, it's like that passionate sparring. Like, yeah, we talking shit. Like, you ain't gonna do shit to me. You ain't gonna do shit to me. And then the coach is just like, you know, he might leave the room a little bit because it's getting a little nasty or whatever. I mean, shit.
Unless the sparring is doghouse rules and it's just all out, you're not gonna see who's who. It's really working on.
But one thing you can do, one thing you can do with Shakur, right, is that he's really defensive, right? So with a guy like him sparring, right, he goes off of foot instinct, or he'll come off with his shoulder roll. And if he gets your timing and sparring by a long shot, he's expecting that to be happening in the ring as well. So for more of a defensive fighter, knowing who you are, knowing that you can't touch me, it's more effective knowing who you are and sparring than a guy that's like, all right, we're banging it out. Now it's like, all right, well, if we got 8-ounce gloves and we're banging it out, it might be a different story in sparring. But if I'm a super defensive fighter, my confidence level is going to be on an ultimate high coming into the fight, knowing that I sparred you and you touched me 1 time, 2 times per round. You know, it's gonna.
That's why Shakur was so confident when he beat your ass with a jab. He ain't gonna touch me. Damn, that's crazy, bro. I ain't know that shit, but I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer, man. I was just tapping in.
Yo, appreciate you for tapping in, though. My God. HLD, what's crack-a-lacking? Smash the like button, y'all.
What's going on?
Chilling, you know.
You got rid of the prison celly guy, man. He was on the panel, bro.
Who?
Greg Hackett, bro. He's coming from the celly, from the 6x10.
Oh my goodness. That's just that's the basement. Dog, he got 3 floors. Why you cracking?
Yeah, okay, D block.
You bugging.
Anyway, man. What's the topic, man? I'm hearing, I heard you guys talking about the Mason and Schofield. That's a tough fight for both of those guys. It's not gonna happen anytime soon, though. But when they do face, it's gonna be a good scrap for both of them. Real good scrap. Oh, let me on, Mill.
What's going on, man? New caller coming in, Taylor.
Hey, what's going on, Mill?
Chilling, man, chilling. How are you? Where you calling from?
I'm alright. I'm calling from San Diego, but I fought in Detroit a lot. That's where I'm from. But I do MMA now. But let me just say one thing real quick. Shakur is a different type of bitch. The reason
shit! I did not expect that.
Okay, let me say. The reason I say that is dudes like him that fucks up boxing. Everybody say nice, but we don't know how nice because you never got in there with a bull that can bite your ass back. Mayweather, he's nice because he got in there with danger. How can you say I'm all this and I'm all that, but your ass scared to get in there with a kid? You scared to get in there with Devin and you big as Terrence Crawford, brother. You a bitch. That's number one. Number two, that's why I'm glad Boots taking the fights he take because Greg, I wish he was on here because he said, Boots says nice, but how can we really tell it unless he in there with a killer? And that's just simple as that. Just like I'm gonna jump to the females too real quick. Alicia Baumgartner. Why you ducking that smoke with Carolina? This is what fucked up boxing. We don't want to hear all of that talk. We don't know if you're that good unless you're in there with a pit bull that bite your ass back. If you beating up on cans, I could beat up on a bag or a crackhead and look good. You don't count unless you're in there with a killer. So Shakur need to go on with his bitch ass. You need to go tap dance or something.
So you not
everybody gonna hate me, but I think Schofield would have beat the shit out of Shakur.
New caller coming in. Where you calling from?
I thought it was a tough matchup. I thought it was gonna be a
Hold on, HOD. Where you calling from?
New York, brother.
Abel, what's going on? Talk to me.
Man. Everybody probably gonna hate me, but I think Schofield probably would have knocked out Shakur. Straight up.
Yeah.
I believe all that shit. I believe they did sign to him. All that shit. Straight up. I don't like that running shit, man. That's what I'm talking about. I don't like this scared defensive boxing. I know people love it, but I'm still a casual, so I don't jack none of that shit. I mean, it's nice if you defensive, but you put in your offense too. He could have stopped Tio, but he chose not to because he's scared to get punched because he's hurt. That's a fact. He's a Kurt. You know, Shakur is a Kurt. I mean, I get Devin props. At least Devin will fight. I mean, and then all this, that's my brother. Your brother helped you get the bag, man. You know what I'm saying? Devin could have finished off, who was the last guy he fought? He could have beat Brian Norman, so he could have finished him. He could have stopped him. Yo, that's the difference. What I'm trying to say too between Mayweather was.
I don't know if Haney could have stopped Norman that night.
You don't think so?
Nah, I think it was a flash knockdown, and then he didn't do it. Wait, he knocked him down in the third, guys.
Yeah, but he did the jab after that. No, in the second.
Oh, in the second, even all right, even worse. I mean, because he.
I agree.
And remember, and then Norman probably what? I don't know. If I'm not mistaken, I think Norman won about 4 rounds, right?
I didn't know that after
or
that
three or four.
Yeah, after that knockdown, there was no point in the fight where either one of them was gonna do anything much. It was a lot of
Clint. Yeah, there was a lot of hugging and Clint. It was an ugly fight. So if Devin could have stopped him, he would have.
No, he couldn't stop Regis. Even if he could have, he wouldn't. I don't think so.
See, now Regis, that's my boy, man. But I think Devin had a better chance with Regis stopping Regis than Norman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he didn't do it.
And I feel like a lot of guys play it safe too. You know what I mean? If you're winning on the cards and you don't need to take that chance, I mean, you're not gonna play for the fans. You're gonna play for your box rec. At that point.
Is that what
especially when you don't got equalizers. You know what I mean? That separate you, that could change the fight like that.
But Mills, is that what the greats do?
What do the greats?
They play it safe.
No, because they do great things.
Definitely.
Greats do great things, but I'm not gonna say that greats don't win either. You know
what
I mean?
On their shield, man. They go at it.
You know what it is? Because when we want to compare Floyd and Shakur, you guys got to also remember some of the ass whoopings Floyd was giving people. I mean, they were really bad ass whoopings. You know what I'm saying? That we have who he whooped, like, that was a name.
Nobody, because he's a Kurt. Jamal Herring? About it?
Yeah, that was a whooping. That was bad. Yeah, that was bad.
But that's my guy.
And then I mean, but not saying that he hasn't given people whoopings. Like, he's given some guys that we didn't know their names some whoopings. But we're talking about Floyd Mayweather here, guys. We're talking about Diego Corrales. We're talking about Gotti whoopings. We're talking about hat and knockouts. We're talking crazy stuff here, guys. You know what I mean? So. Yeah.
The difference is though, Mayweather, even if he's winning, you know what I'm saying, you get the bullshit around with him, he's gonna keep boxing you out. You can't sell us. You can't sell us. He's like what these young men are saying right now on the panel. They're talking about the Shakur. I'm not gonna go as deep as the words used, but I do totally understand what they're saying. You gotta give the fans what they want to see. People ain't gonna be lining up to see boring ass shit like that.
Yeah, I guess you won't.
So it is what it is.
But Jay, T.O.'s a name. But what we're trying to say is that if Floyd, when Floyd started touching Cotto, he kept touching him and touching him with both hands. And Jay, you're a coach. Stop it. Fighting with your lead hand is playing it more safe than fighting with your rear hand and throwing combinations. You're gonna put yourself on the line more. So you know that, Jay. So stop that, Jay. Jay, you know this.
Who you talking to, man?
In the comments, Jay.
Look, man, the bottom line in that Tio fight when I was in the building, bro, I was like, dude, you gonna do something, bro? If you're gonna take him out, take him out. It got boring, bro. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
But it was still.
If it's that easy, or is that the plan that the agreement you guys had with Jake Prince?
He didn't run though.
It doesn't matter, bro.
He didn't run. It was a good. It was a good. Listen, look at. It was a jab fest. It was.
We were bowling, bro. We were bowling.
I wish.
No, he had his eye messed up, but that shit was boring.
Like I know you're a big HOD. I know you're a big Tio fan, right? But hold on. Listen to me, right? But I'm a fan regardless. Like for instance, for the Xander fight, right? The third round, me and Norman were going like, oh shit, right? But even when Boots was putting a pounding on Xander, I was like, oh shit. I'm a fan both ways, right? But my question to you is that when Tio was getting that jab was getting in his face constantly, did you want to see Shakur put that whooping? Is that what you're trying to say?
Right, that's what I just said, bro. You should have do something, motherfucker. What are you doing? Do something.
Okay.
But that's why he told me why Jay Prince wasn't in the building.
You were like. So you're
building.
telling me you were like, finish him.
Bro, do something.
Finish him.
I paid money to come see a fucking exciting fight.
And if you're a fan like that, then I can accept that.
Boots and Xander gave me all of my motherfucking money's worth. All of it.
That's the problem. That's the problem. Shakur don't have competition that's gonna make him fight back. He's always fighting people that he do that to. He need a fight.
I think that fight was all fucked up things, bro. I don't care what anybody say.
Devin can catch up with him. Tank can catch up with him.
I wanna get Jay on the panel because I know he's big with Shakur. He's trained with Shakur, and I know he's gonna at least have Shakur's back. So
Shakur's a great fighter, but he's boring. Period. That's just the end of the story. Nothing else to it. He's a great fighter. Nobody can not say Shakur is not a great fighter. He's a great fighter who's boring to watch, and nobody wants to see that. Shannon Sharpe was 100% correct on that thing.
Abel, I'm gonna get you back on, Abel. All right.
All right, man.
Thank you for tapping in. Continue talking, HOD.
I'm just saying that. You know, the man's gotta. He's gotta step on the gas, bro. When you got that fish ready to be drowned, bro, drown that motherfucker, bro. Nobody care about. Nobody's willing to pay for this bullshit.
Now listen. I got Jake calling in from Houston, right? But listen, I want to have a great dialogue right here, guys. All right, a great debate right here. So let's get it on. All right, Jay, how we doing?
I'm good, bro. How about you, bro?
I'm good.
How you all doing?
I'm doing great. Where do you want to start?
I want to start off by a nigga saying that if you got a fish drown him. Who the fuck ever drowned a fish before is what I want to know. You stop him from getting water in his gills, you drown that fucker. Yeah. Okay. All right. Got you. Listen, bro. Can I start here, Mill?
Wherever you want.
I've just realized after watching the Shannon Sharpe and hearing HLD, I just realized that there's levels to the knowledge of boxing. There's levels. I just realized this. I just realized that I look at Shakur and how he fight. I look at that as as science. I look at it's very entertaining to me because I'm looking at the meticulous pieces it takes to beat such a great person like Tio with only a jab. Do you understand how difficult that is? Do you understand how difficult it is? Yeah. No, come on.
No. HL, don't do that.
Yeah, that's because Jay Prince can't get in the ring with him. Let's be honest. What we seen went further than what Jay Prince can do or any promotion company can do. He got shut out 11-1. Now, I do agree with Shannon Sharpe having his own opinion. Okay, you got it. Wonderful. You have your opinion. But what Shakur was trying to say is that you what part is boring to you so we can point out how it's scientific. We all are so we're so let me say we're so spoiled with the knockout. Hey, can you press mute, my dude? That you got You so big dog with the knock. I mean, we so bored with the knock. I mean, we so spoiled with the knockouts that we forget about the actual science. This science is just as entertaining as knockouts. No, it's just as entertaining because there's levels. That's why I started this conversation off with there's levels. There's levels to boxing knowledge, bro. And it made me realize that. It made me realize there's levels to it. You need a PhD now to watch boxing. Yeah, though. Bro, like, stop it, bro. I don't think that. It's either entertaining or it's not.
Nah, but it depends on what shoe you like.
95% of our fans want an exciting fight.
Listen. That's the casual percentage.
No, 95%.
Listen.
Well, we saw the Boots and Xander. That's what we want to see. But do you want that all the time? I don't think I want that.
Like I'll give you an example. I don't think that the UFC market will gravitate to Shakur style.
Okay, I can agree with that. I can see why you would say that.
Because of Dana White and who he's trying to expose them to. Like, I don't see, like, the promotion, the PR, great, but when they see him fight, I don't think they're going to gravitate to them the way they would gravitate to a Boots or a David Benavidez.
Okay, and let me tell you what I would say to that. What I would say to that is it's still levels, and I think the top 2, 3, 4, 5% of this motherfuckers with boxing IQ can appreciate Shakur's style. And that 5% doesn't always equate to a lot, right? It doesn't equate to a lot, but I'm entertained when I watch Shakur. Why? Because he shows me other meticulous things I can show my fighter to not get hit, because that is the name of the game. There's two arguments to this. There's a side, you cannot say that Shakur is not a hell of a great fighter. Nobody's saying that. Nobody's lining up to want to go see his ass. That's the difference. Okay, and I can't argue with that. I don't know ticket sales. I can't argue with that. All I can say is that I am entertained when I see Shakur. I'm not going for that Shannon Sharpe bullshit. I ain't going for that. Because I understand boxing and I love boxing. I love boxing enough that if a knockout does not come, I'm still going to watch it. You got to try to get the knockout. You got to want to try to get it. That's the difference. You can't just sit on the jab all night. That's the difference. Okay. Floyd didn't do that. Floyd as much as Floyd. And back in the day, he was considered boring. But guess what? If he can take you out, he's going to take your lunch and you're good with it. You know what I mean? That's what he would do. You gotta give us the element that you're trying to put an end statement to this fight. If you got this guy, you already Teal should have been stopped if the way it was going like that. He didn't try to go for it. Okay. He didn't.
Like one thing, you know what thing is a little bit more impressive, comparing the two. When you looked at because Floyd's a pop shotter as well, right? But he will hit you with the rear hand. If you try to swing at the right, he always hits you with his right. So when we seen Shakur, he was just like, nah. Instead of that, I'm just gonna just hit you with the jab instead.
Yeah.
And when you're kind of educated in the game, you could understand that. All right, now we kind of just jabbing. You know what I mean? And
try. I'm just saying try. All I'm saying is you gotta try. You can't just give me a 1-2 all night and not give me 3, 4, and 5. Like, come on, man. Okay. Now, hey, Ty Sharpe, you could get on here too, and I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna get on your ass too, Ty Sharpe, because I see what you're saying. But with that said, can we step back a little bit? HLD, where my money at, bro? I told you what Boots was gonna do. I told you what Shakur was gonna do. I told you what these brothers. I told you what Devin Haney was gonna do. You're gonna troll because you got no points to add on to this, bro. HLD. You're gonna troll. Oh, yeah. Did you wipe your pants when you almost saw your boy get knocked out in that third? Were you tripping? Bro, can I get? No, I wasn't. Yeah, no, stop trolling. Stop trolling. How many times did Floyd almost got put down by a fighter that we were supposed to fight Chop Corley? We were supposed to fight Chop Corley some years ago. When I was training Montana. With that said, Floyd almost got put down by him, bro. He stood in the pocket, bro. The knees didn't get wobbled. I mean, he ain't let the knees take him all the way down. He sat on the rope. Was Floyd head bopping backwards? No, but look. Now you talking about meticulous things. Yeah, now listen to this, HLD. Did I not tell you that be honest, bro? Did I not tell you Boots was gonna stop him? Be honest. We bro, you saying that like that's some type of sweet science method. Everybody thought so. That's nothing new. That's nothing new. When nobody expect no. What I've been saying is Xander is the more disciplined fighter.
You said 50-50 just like me, bro.
Yeah, it was a 50-50. You tell him it was more 70-30, 80-20. Yeah, did it look like that in the third? Yeah, fuck the third. Everybody fuck the third. Okay, fuck the third. Hey, but 80-20 made a motherfucker really get stopped. If Xander didn't get caught up by the bravado of that stadium and the energy in that building and do Xander's eyes boxing, it would have been a different fight.
You nitpicking. Look, let's go back to the Shakur shit. How you gonna tell Shakur he gotta get the knockout? He gotta do more.
No, you gotta try.
Let him cook. Let him cook, HOD. Let him.
That don't make no sense. Then how you gonna say everybody thought Xander was gonna lose? Niggas was saying Xander was too big for the fans. Go to 160.
Bro, the odds were fucking 3 to 4 to 1. What are you talking about? We ain't talking about odds. He's talking about everybody like you. Bro, everybody on the internet and everybody in this space.
So we not
stop it.
We not done, bro. Niggas was saying T.O. was gonna box Shakur head off.
Facts.
He didn't stop with a jab. And you tell me Shakur gotta stop him?
Dorset.
Your fighter gotta get around the jab. Nigga, what's up? And if he can't get around that jab tonight with Rolly, he's done. Come on.
Yo.
He's done. Great.
Uno, baby, thank you, man. Thank you for tapping in. Appreciate you, man. I'm about to get Keyshawn Davis, his strength and conditioning coach. Coach Dorset. Chicken. Where you at? Tap in with me. Tap in. You said that you had something to say, Chicken. Stop playing with me.
Yeah, put up on me. Hey, what about I got my son with I don't want to say too much, but I got him with a nice world champion, what you call, bro? Strength and conditioning coach, bro.
Oh yeah?
I'll tell you off here and shit.
Word.
Yeah, you see spar with Shakur the other day. That shit was so fire, bro. That shit was so fire, bro.
Keyshawn Davis, the strength and conditioning coach. Coach Chicken, Coach Dorset. We in the building. VA was good.
What's up, brother? What up? Not much, man.
Dorset, talk to me, man. Talk to me. Things are getting spicy in the streets. Let's be honest here. You know what I mean? There's not much talks about Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney anymore. What's going on?
As we said before, we knew that. Well, I knew that Bill was going to talk his way out of it or not talk at all. There's a whole lot of bitch moves on the opposite side. Like, when he was coming up here and he was talking, like, I was pausing a lot, but it was like, why the fuck is he answering these questions? But like I said, that's what he does. He moves the goalposts. Them direct questions, like, who are you going to fight next? Listen, everybody's on a hit list, and everybody can get it, and we can take on all comers.
Say the names.
But he won't actually take the damn fight. When I'm listening to this guy, like I said, he knows how to build suspense for what you're gonna do next. But at the same time, this ain't no Tyler Perry movie. People want to actually see fights. Like either you're gonna confirm something or shut the hell up. When we spoke the last time, I'm trying to show this man a certain amount of respect because I'm like, okay, it seems like he's with the shits, but he was clear. At the end of the day, he was trying to do that 2-for-1. Basically, he was trying to do the 2-for-1 because he wasn't sure whether or not he was going to get past the first one. We're talking about Bill, right? Bill Haney? Yeah. He was saying, I want the Shakur and Keyshawn fight. Put it on the 2. But that's basically, he asked it for a 2-for-1 because he's trying to name his price. Okay, yeah, we'll fight both of them. But you want that same price. He recognized that if you lose to one of them, the value for the next fight is going to go down.
But check this out, Coach, right? When we seen Brian Norman loses belt to Devin Haney. What happened with Norman was he went one ranking down, right? Only one ranking down, right? So he's number 2 while Keyshawn's number 1, right? So what it could happen the same way. You know what I'm saying? That could happen the same way.
No. But the thing about it is that everybody knows that they sold the world on Brian Norman.
But you know what I'm saying? He could lose to Shakur. He could lose to Shakur and still be ranked, still be number 2, ready for Keyshawn. And they'll push Norman down number 3.
No. I'm just talking about going into the fight.
But they're not guaranteed that the WBO is going to do that, though.
Yeah, but
that's not a guarantee that they're going to do that.
The situation with the Hanes right now is not more about the competition, but more on the business.
It's the money, yeah. It's the money.
It's on the business side because the reason is the Hanes are right now in open negotiation with your guy, Keyshawn Davis. But guess what? Who's Devin Haney's backer? They have no backer. They got no money back in the month. So for an open negotiation with Keyshawn Davis. That fight, that negotiation is gonna fall into a precipice because who's backing the Hanes? Nobody. They don't got a promoter with no money.
I don't know. Devin said that he got big fight news coming up.
Yeah, he's talking a lot like his dad.
Because he's probably more than likely he's trying to negotiate with Zuffa.
HLD, I'm gonna get Andre Durrell on here.
2 or 3 fights deal, but they probably requiring him. Okay, if you're gonna do this deal, Shakur, Keyshawn, Tank, or what? Or like these got to be that a part of those fights. But like I said before, he's not talking like a confident man because it's great business-wise to play it safe just in case you lose. But you're telling the world, yeah, we want to fight everybody. We want to fight everybody. If you think that you're going to actually beat somebody, I told her the stock for the Shakur fight, if you fought Keyshawn, will only rise. The stock for the next fight period will only rise if you actually beat one or the other. Like, it was obvious that the Shakur fight was going to happen. The person who's waiting for your ass to say yes, that's the one you said, okay, man, we're trying to get him first. It's like, look, take the damn fight and take the fight and we go from there.
Yeah, but Shakur's press tour has been talking about Tank and Devin.
Tank and Devin, that's what I'm. When it was just Shakur. First it was just Shakur and Keyshawn, and he said, didn't he say on your live? We did the interview. He said, listen, we're going to keep the belt. We're going to do all of this. We're going to make sure. I'm just letting you know that if it's not Shakur, it's Keyshawn.
He did say that.
He said that up here. And then a week later, you saw him posting pictures of Tank. Once Shakur wasn't out, that fight was a guarantee that it wasn't going to happen. Then it was, we're looking at the Tank. Now, they try to build suspense again by putting Haney versus Davis, even though now they're talking about Tank and Keyshawn. To leave motherfuckers wondering, which Davis is he talking about?
Yeah, because Tank can't fight. He's not going to be fighting in 2026. So they're talking about the next fight.
Look, man,
Turkey's doing a big deals. He's doing, multi-fight deals. That's what he's doing.
He's doing multi-fight deals.
For some of these guys.
He has to get everybody else on board. He can't do multi-fight deals that include...
When you got a guy like Shakur Stevenson, that's a nice piece on the board. He needs an opponent.
Shakur, but like I said, everybody else got to agree to this shit. He's talking about like he's the Mayweather of all of this shit. He's not the A-side to all the, like, as far as I'm concerned, Shakur and Devin is on the same playing field. Shakur and Devin is on the same playing field.
In what terms?
I'm talking about one got a bigger mouth.
splits.
Yeah. I wouldn't see at very least 55-45, man. Like that. You talking about a 4 division champ against a four division champ?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean those splits only work when it's not a turkey fight. Turkey's giving you flat rates.
But I think Bill, he's negotiating. I mean, he's trying to negotiate on some.
That was Tank Davis with the PBC, and they did it on the Zone. That 30-70, that was separate. That's a different network.
I'm just talking about how he's approaching it. He's approaching it like he's trying to sun everybody. Listen, man, all the shit that he was talking about when he came on this live was, look, man, this is y'all biggest payday. Like, we're trying to help y'all out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how he's approaching all of this shit. But you can't get that shit with Tank and Shakur. You can't approach motherfuckers like that because it was no problem doing that shit with Brian Norman. But Keyshawn is not on the level of skill wise anyway.
That was a turkey fight. Didn't he get quoted like 15 for that one?
You said what?
That was a turkey fight. Didn't he get quoted like almost 15 mil for that fight?
No, it's an easy fight to make. It's an easy fight to make with Norman in them, but it's too much of a risk when he's going against Keyshawn. That's what the hesitance. He gonna easily sign that deal and come negotiations with Norman.
Don't you think Dana wants the Devin Haney fight for Shakur? The biggest fights versus the Keyshawn? And plus, they're trying to state an example. The WBO belt is going to be basically tossed for that fight.
I mean, it definitely would make business sense. Like I told him when he came up here, which fight do you want? I said, look, I'm a boxing fan first, so I would want to see both of them.
I think we're going to get Devin versus Shakur. Man, that's why we seen Shakur's name blow up. I mean, of course, he signed with Zuffa, so that's automatic. That's going to happen regardless. I mean, that's a big surprise. We got two big names on Zuffa card now, man. It ain't nothing but to make these two, or to set these two matches up, right? The match is going to sell Zuffa and put them in talks with the rest of the boxing organizations. Is that Haney versus Shakur fight? This is where Shakur and Bill is going to agree to the terms of the split. It ain't gonna matter because Shakur's name is that big, right? He's going to agree to any terms as far as a referee, the right judges. I mean, the right referee, the right judges, because they want that fight more than anything. They want Shakur, and I believe it's Shakur's at a small weight class. So that's the main reason for this fight even possibly taking place, right? Or him signing with Zuffa, is because that's who Devin wants and Bill wants the most. They scared of Keyshawn, if you ask me.
No, I agree with that. I know that Bill wanted the Shakur fight more than Keyshawn fight.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
You know why though?
I know why. In all honesty, I think even though I think Shakur will beat him, even though I think Shakur will beat him, is that what? I just think it's easy. I just think that if he get in there with Keyshawn, he's gonna get beat bad. Get beat worse. You know what I'm saying? It's like one's gonna outbox you and one's gonna beat your ass.
Yeah.
You know, like that part.
So what I feel like, right, is Devin is going with the most comfortable pick. Now, Shakur will be harder still. He's hard to connect. He's hard to hit. Right? But he's still going to allow Devin to stand out or to have opportunities. Keyshawn's presence alone is going to be the intimidation factor for Devin Haney and Bill. Right? So is too strong. People don't understand that, right? Devin, even though he can box and is a better boxer, pure boxer, he's gonna allow Devin Haney the room to perform, man, and that's what he's okay with. That's what he wants.
He's cool with a slower pace, picking your shots here and there. Like Shakur is, I tell people, Shakur is a great boxer. I've seen him go. We've seen him go in there and literally beat some people up, like Zepeda and Jamel Herring. But he's defense first, and then you can't make no mistakes, and he counting your ass all in between there. Keyshawn, he's offense first, but he's still defensively aware. He's coming forward, throwing combinations at you, and you still try to throw a punch in between, and he still slip, catch, and then come back with another combination.
But then he's willing to get hit to give it back. Yeah. On top of that. So
but he doesn't get hit a lot.
But I'm coming with some heat.
He doesn't get hit a lot, though.
Yeah, I know. But he's willing to get hit, and he can be hit.
He takes more risk. He takes more risk.
Absolutely.
But,
so worry about that, right? So let's chase the smaller man, the more sound boxer.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? The one that's gonna give me room. That's all that is. And these fans they're beyond me, right? I love them. I love how strong they go for Devin Haney, man. I wish we had more fans like you, right? But at the same time, a lot of them, Haney don't have to say nothing. His fans gonna say it for him. You know what I'm saying? That's why he sits back and then the fans is his father.
Look, but it's so at convenience. It's like recognize the people. They'll pick a side when it's Haney versus Shakur, Haney versus Keyshawn, Haney versus Tank. But probably those same fans hated his ass when he was going against like the same fans that were rooting for Boots against Crawford, rooted against Boots against Zion. You know, so, you see what I'm saying? So we know why, because in any other fight, Haney is really a villain.
Yeah.
Any other fight, Haney is really a villain.
Booth and the Ryan Garcia fight only. Like maybe
they still talk about the Ryan Garcia fight more than
he should be getting more. He should be getting more ridicule from dodging that fight. I don't know why for the life of me he's avoiding Ryan Garcia, because I think he'll beat Ryan Garcia at this point.
In a rematch in a rematch in the high weight class, I honestly believe that he beat him. I think he, like, when I looked up the when I looked up the drugs that he was fought for, it's like, I mean, first of all, you can't inject a boxing IQ into you. You know what I'm saying? You can't inject, skills into you. You know, you got hit with that shot because you got hit with that shot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know plenty of fighters that after the fight, people pop dirty, but they still beat the shit out of the person that popped dirty.
Yeah, right.
You know, it was a couple of fights with because I used to train with Gary Russell and them, and a couple of times, guys that they beat the shit out of pop dirty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But this is a clear example of how that hate is always louder than the love. You know what I'm saying? When they coming after somebody and they see a threat, that hate is going to show up way louder than the love and the support. You know what I'm saying? But they're going to root for anybody that can possibly see fail. But when you got a motherfucker that skill is undeniable, like Keyshawn, Shakur, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what exactly can you do? Because Keyshawn, you can't even complain about, he's just sitting back and boring and boxing. Like, they said the same boring shit about Devin, said the same boring shit about Shakur, and they're still just waiting for somebody to beat them.
Yeah. It's definitely more of that, than them sticking, or for the reason why they stick to their opinion. It's like even one big fight with Zepeda, for example, didn't erase the boardism of Shakur's style. People are still going. They're always going to fall back on it because that performance happened. People don't allow bad fights to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's how you know entertainment stands out above all, man. You know, because they're going to hold that against you for the remainder of your career. And once you retire, they're going to give you your flowers, right? It's crazy, even me walking away from the game. You know, I started receiving more love, you know, than any from when I was in that ring. You know what I'm saying? Because they do appreciate you when you go, man. But that just has to be the case. That's something we got to deal with because people just need something to do, somebody to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Something to fight for, man. They go to work every day, they come home. You know, they watch their kids, they live their life. They want to be entertained when we step in that ring. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the nature of the beast, dog.
One thing I always say, it's always easy to criticize something that's not an option for you.
Yeah.
You know, like if you could, they can easily say, "Oh yeah, man, he should have did this." Oh, I would have. I'm like, listen, you, it's nothing to substitute being in that position besides being in that position. Nothing to substitute being in that ring besides being in that ring. You can claim what you would have did and all of that shit, but these guys are just talking. Most of them never even sparred before.
Yeah.
They picking their favorite fighter based off, you know, who got the most Instagram followers.
Yeah, who got the most knockouts?
Who got the most knockouts? Everybody talking about the experience with Devin, but I'm saying, I told Bill, I said, listen, his first 15 fights. So, like, nobody in his first 20 fights compares to the level of competition that Keyshawn faced in the Olympics.
Yeah. Hey, Chicken, I don't want to cut you off from your point, bro. I don't want to mess your point up, but I want to say this, bro. And then Anthony Durrell, too, Tap. Motherfuckers, listen. Boring is not a motherfucker that's moving and I don't see that as boring. I don't see Devin style as boring. I don't see Shakur style as boring. I see it as science. Yeah. Now we don't criticize the motherfucker that can't not. We criticize Boots when he fought Karen. When he fought Karen, a lot of motherfuckers criticized him. They didn't criticize Karen for making it boring. They criticized Boots for not getting him out of there. So you ain't got the style like Tyson. You ain't got the style like Hackett. You ain't got the style like Hitman that can press the gas and not make it boring. You know what I mean? So why we ain't criticizing the motherfuckers on the other side of the motherfuckers that we call boring, or that other motherfuckers call it boring? I don't see Shakur style as boring. I don't see that.
You have to understand the science to appreciate something like that.
Yeah, you understand the art of boxing, right? For sure. It's more impressive to beat a cat who's stronger than you, faster than you. You know what I'm saying? But because you're more elusive and more technically sound, you can go a whole 36 minutes and not get touched. But that's not impressive to you. They don't know. That's what they don't see. That's what they refuse to see. That's what they can't see. They don't understand it. This is why they can fall back. Or this is why the UFC is in competition with boxing in the first place. Boxing is the greatest sport in the world, bro. Hands down, it's one of the most entertaining, most skillful, impactful sports on the planet, man. Every other athlete in every other sport respects boxing probably more than anything. And I've been there with tons of them in the gym talk about how much they got respect for this sport.
Every mixed martial artist come to boxing gyms to work on their stand-up game, their lateral movement, their footwork, their striking, all of that shit. All of them come to boxing gyms to get to work on their shit. I don't have them with college football players, basketball players, you know, and a lot of them don't even last the first week or so.
Yeah, maybe all the way in Detroit, Red Wings in the car gym working out every week, all season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They stay busy, absolutely. They all show up, man. I'm training with a lot of the cats in the NFL, NBA, Marcus and Marquise Ward. All these cats got crazy respect for this sport, man. It's that difficult, man, and it is as fun as the end of the day. But truth be told, though, even though fans go in on us, right? I mean, you've heard Michael Jackson be called a bum. You've heard Kobe and Jordan be called losers. You know what I'm saying? The greatest names in the world, somebody got something to say about it, right? Right. So we can always stand on that. But the truth is, man, I think we do overuse that casual word a little too much. You know, for the ones who got true appreciation for this sport, you know, we can't always throw rocks, you know, at the whole crowd. Sometimes we have to just pull back from the masses because the right ones are in there representing this sport the way it should be represented. You know, represented. So, you know, I don't like using that much because we'll beat them up. We'll beat the crowd up. And we're validated at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So it gives us sort of this privilege to just stand up and say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just the best option, man. You gotta let fans be fans because, again, they coming along after hard days of working. They just want to see a good fight. You know, so I get it, but as long as they talk, we gonna talk. But because we're in a better position, we don't have to be as big as they do, so to speak.
I mean, I can respect that, but sometimes sometimes a mirror needs to be put inside some of these people's faces.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Shannon Sharpe got it this morning, right?
Absolutely.
I remember, like, for the longest time, everybody, like, I've been about 8 camps with Wilder, and I remember prior to the first camp I was in was the first Stavern Wilder camp. And I fought on the undercard. And prior to going there, I was saying what everybody else was saying. All the guys are right hand. But I go to camp and see this man boxing and all of this shit. Now, what he's showing inside the ring as opposed to what his capability is, I've been hearing this man be called a bum ever since he's been on the scene. Yeah. Completely not giving this man the credit for the reason the heavyweight division even becoming popular again. Yeah. When Klitschko had it, like a lot of times, motherfuckers didn't even know who the champion was, the heavyweight. Now, Wilder brought that heavyweight division back to life.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? And they completely discredited, like, wait a minute, this man, when he made the Olympic team. Yeah. And then they said, wait a minute, it won't really no heavyweight competition in America. And then he showed at the Olympics that he deserved to be there by winning the bronze medal.
Exactly.
And then he went on to become a world champion and defended the title over and over. And everybody that he lost to was top heavyweights. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing with Broner, though. You know, like, they call this man a bum. Like, but he lost to Pacquiao, Mikey Garcia, Sean Porter, and Madonna.
It's because of their antics, though. The bigger they are, when they talk, the harder they fall. You know? So these things be on a mission bring you down when you got a big mouth. You know what I mean?
Who do you think talk more?
Yeah.
Tyson Fury or Adrian Broner?
No, fact, though. Tyson Fury, for sure. Cut back.
Conor McGregor,
Conor McGregor, motherfucker. Facts.
Everything that they claim they hate these people for is the same thing they love somebody else for.
That's true, though. I'll give you that. That's a good point. Because they backing it up. You know, Conor got choked out.
You know why they backing it up.
Conor got choked out.
We know why they backing it up.
Yeah. Conor got choked out and Tyson got put to sleep by UFC. Conor validated in his sport, so they're going to validate them across the board. Right? So, you know, Mayweather, they ain't thinking about Mayweather stopping him or playing with the boy easily. They think think about the 9 or 10 rounds he was able to go with Mayweather. That's a fact. That's a fact. So that's what they look at. They ain't looking at the whole picture. They never do. They look at it from vantage points, man. That's a fact. That's it. You know, they have to support their bias. Let's look at this. Who talk more shit? Angel Garcia or Bill Haney?
Bill
Haney. Who you think said more reckless shit? I mean, Bill. Angel? Did Angel Garcia?
Angel said reckless stuff too.
I ain't watching on the Angel, but man, what's crazy is I ain't heard a lot from him, man. I guess I don't know. I ain't talking about recently, but when Angel had a mic in his face, like all they consider is they call entertainment, but Floyd Schofield, Bill Haney, and like all of them, they need to shut the hell up and like they talk too much. Like that's okay. I guess we proved your point there. I guess we proved your point that we look at it from those different lenses. That Bill talk shit, but then Angel, we look at him like, that's just what he's supposed to do. It's just entertaining, man. That man. I see what you're saying. Everything that they criticize us for is what they love him for. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's it. We know what it's for, but it's like sometimes you just gotta put a mirror to motherfuckers and be like, look, don't use that as an excuse. Just say, wait a minute, okay, I just support him because I see myself in him. Yeah. I support him because I fuck with this, I fuck with that, instead of making it like I understand. I follow your point. Meaning he looks similar to me. I follow your point. You got validity in that. That's a fact. But Andrew and Haney can be the same, right? They can be doing the same things back and forth. They're gonna go after the fighter who's with the least credibility from the end in that match. You know what I'm saying? So because Haney is quote unquote undefeated, they ain't got nothing to say about it. Because Bill is carrying Haney's career in the right way, they ain't gonna have nothing to say about it. But the second that something else happens, like that Ryan Garcia fight happens, that's when the floodgates open again, and it gets 3, 4, 5 times worse. They're just waiting for the opportunity to pounce. You know what I'm saying? Angel, they gonna look at him, and they gonna criticize half the shit he say, and they gonna validate half the shit he say, because TFU has won and TFU has lost at this point. It's who he's proven against, and these people who's not proven against. So they base their respect of the fathers talking off of the level of the fighter zone. That's all. That's how you look at that. It's all about credibility in this sport, man. If you get exposed, man, you and everybody around you about to get the business verbally. No, but they can find anything to say. Somebody exposed I remember when Wilder lost against Fury, they said, "Oh yeah, Tyson Fury exposed him." I'm like, wait a minute, he was loose. He was getting outboxed a couple of times prior to Tyson Fury. He was just knocking motherfuckers out. I mean, really, he knocked Tyson Fury out. I don't think he beat that first count, but is the last fight against Keyshawn, they said, wait a minute, he can't even knock Albright out. Yeah. he couldn't even. He couldn't something to say. He couldn't even knock Albright out. Like, wait a minute, he's never been knocked out. Yeah, and as far as Clarissa Shields goes, she only got 3, 4, whatever. I don't know how we not getting that because it's irrelevant to me. Yeah. I think it's more impressive for you to be able to kick ass with whoever you get in the ring with. Whoever they present to you, you whoop their ass. That's what matters. So if can't nobody beat Mayweather, then his knockout power is ass. He trash. You know what I'm saying? Same with Clarissa Shields. Same with Andre Ward. Like they gonna find a way to criticize you because you're not living up to their expectations of you, what they want to see from you. Right? So you just have to take the good with the bad and just walk. It's like fuck you. You know what I'm saying? What you got to say? I gotta think like that because if I don't, I'm gonna run me and my career to the ground. You know what I'm saying? They try to beat you up in this sport, man. And the same ones talking this shit online, you never see it happening in person, man. And that they still gonna ask to take pictures with you when they see you. Exactly. They still gonna ask to take pictures with you when they see you. It's all smoke and mirrors, man. Yeah. They're props that they need to be there to fill the arena. It's just that simple. We need the noise just as much as the action we see in the ring, man. But that's why I think a lot of people after a while I just love this sport. It's just about you as an athlete, sparring partner, or however many fights you got. You know what I'm saying? Being comfortable in your own fucking skin with your own fucking skills. Like if you know you good enough, be good enough and fuck what somebody got to say. You know what I'm saying? If you don't think like that, they should drive you to think like that. You should have been in enough turmoil, you through enough pressure, you know what I'm saying, and dealt with enough hate to say, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do me regardless of what you feel. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody gonna have something to say regardless. Listen, one of the Coach Dan used to you know Dan Campbell. Yeah. That's what I started off with. And okay. Yes. He used to always tell me emotional fighter is a losing fighter. Emotional fighter is a losing fighter. And I tell motherfuckers like if I can get hit in the face by a heavyweight and then take a picture with him a second later, hit in the face and just still stick to the game plan, ain't no words gonna fuck me up. Ain't no words gonna fuck me up. These guys, they don't recognize like Mayweather made $1 billion off hate. Right. Purposely. Exactly. Purposely made it. It's like, look. I need the game a mogul, an icon. An icon. Off hate. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like haters are always more loyal than supporters. Supporters, they want free ticket hookups. They want, like, haters to spend their last dollar to see you. Yeah. So I would say Clarissa Shields know how to use them. Yeah. She do a lot of shit that, like, she do a few things that still kind of grinds my gears. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to spoon her over. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, like she told before, man, they making her money. You know what I'm saying? So that's half the reason why she respond to and give me time of day. You know what I'm saying? But I think why she do it more is because it does in turn blow her up. You know what I'm saying? Love her or hate her, it doesn't matter how you hate her, because how you hate her really matters in this sense, because she's a woman first and that's what we want to see. The baby. You know what I'm saying? But she's a pit bull on the other side of it. So you gotta respect that too. People don't know how. And you gotta come to terms with that, be okay with that, use that to your advantage, get richer because of it. You see what I'm saying? That's how you play the field, man. Like, regardless of how many times she reeks, even me, her uncle, somebody who loves her to death, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do what it do to walk away with the biggest bag I can so I can laugh in y'all faces when it's all said and done. Because with the bag comes the fame at the same time. So, man, at the end of the day, she don't get her flowers. You know, she's got to wait for them. It's so crazy that so many people start to criticize her about a relationship and like, oh yeah, she's and then there's just no taking care of him. I'm like, really? The relationship blew her up even more. Yeah, like sure. that the relationship turned her into a household name for real. Like, she's been a multi-division world champion, a two-time gold medalist, and all of the above. But it really wasn't until you know the Papoose thing that she really became a household name. Yeah. I would say it started happening when she beat Savannah Marshall. It really started to show up. You know what I'm saying? But all this stuff, it adds to her element, right? It's like, I ain't wanted to embrace the hip hop community because I wanted her fade to black. I wanted her to become that household name. But she learned how community to advance and blew up because of that. A lot of people that's talking about Clarissa weren't even boxing fans prior to, like, he got a whole different audience now. They're like, we ain't know, some people in the comments were, we ain't know who you was until you got with Pap. Okay, yeah. You didn't know who you was. Yeah, so that's why I said, like, that relationship, that's why it's crazy when the motherfuckers trying to say he's a bum and all of this shit. I'm like, wait a minute. You know, like, this dude is not, especially in comparison to the motherfuckers that's calling him a bum.
Yo, switching lanes real quick. What do you guys think about Shakur Stevenson signing to Zuffa Boxing? Does he get the biggest fights, or is Zuffa Boxing the new PC for some of these big fighters? What you guys think?
He cashing out, man. Like that's first and foremost. The number is dragging all these cats in here. Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Connor Bean, did he keep Ryan Garcia? No. Connor Bean, man.
Ryan was on stage with them yesterday on the UFC thing, so looks like he's probably on his way over there too.
Okay, yeah, but that's the biggest factor to all them signing over there, and then that doesn't come with a full blown commitment outside of Connor Bean that I know of, right? So even if Dana White put both of these cats in for millions, like Ali would say, $, right? That might be the only fight that one, they give Zuffa, and two, Zuffa needs to start blowing up because it's not about the Zuffa belt, it's about who's holding the Zuffa belt, right? So sometimes you gotta get that cash up, but that's the sacrifice you gotta pay, to become big, to become a big platform. So
do you think it's gonna go to that drop
I think it's solely that money and a 1-fight to 2-fight commitment. I guarantee that's all it is.
Yeah. Do you think it's gonna go through that process that Matchroom went through?
Then again?
Like Matchroom and the Zone and all of them, they started off doing the same thing, cutting those big ass checks, but a whole lot of people like went through like a dry spell, went a couple of years without getting big fights and all that stuff. You think they're gonna go through the same thing? Like I think Shakur and Ryan and Connor and stuff like that, they doing like a 2-3 fight
multi-fight deal
like that. But I'm talking about the people under that, like the prospects and stuff like that. Do you think
they got all the promotional companies intact now, though, right? They all coming in.
Okay, so you don't think it's gonna be that build up process that they got to go through like they did with Matchroom?
You said what about Bill? Say it again.
I said the build up process. Like there's a whole lot of people that we weren't seeing, like Boo Boo. You know, when he signed with them, he wasn't getting the big fights that he should have been getting.
Yeah, but that was in the beginning of the Zone when they first started.
That's why I was doing the comparisons. They was cutting out big checks at the beginning, and they was signing some great fighters.
Mm-hmm.
But it went through a process of them great fighters not getting the fights. Not getting the fights that they needed until years later.
Yeah, the promoters run the game, man. It's their job to put the boxers in position, but a lot of the times, if they're not, then it's the father, the coach, you know what I'm saying, the manager that's really helping guide that fighter's career, right? So, and the promotional company is just as strong as the father or the coach standing aside his fighter. You know what I'm saying? They pay to their fighters. So yeah, in a sense, as far as the money go, that's what's gonna blow this whole thing up. You know what I'm saying? And two, giving them the fights they want. Shakur was promised a certain fight, and I think that fight is gonna happen. And the same with what's going on top of the big paycheck, Devin Haney, right? So, yeah, when it all boils down to it, man, money is the biggest factor in today's world, man. And so you got to put a lot of it to play. You feel what I'm saying? And they sacrifice doing that. They sacrifice it right now doing just that. And they're going to build it because of it. Dana White know what the fuck you doing, bro. Understand that's a businessman to the fullest. That's a shark to the fullest. When I was out there training my boy Phillip Rose in Orlando, and he was calling me in a lot about Dana, how he cutthroat, he is sharp, whole nine, how he had shut up UFC fighter down 2 seconds flat if he had to. It's all business with Dana White, and he's a motivated soul, but he's always looking for that next incentive, that next growth period. He always fighting forward. Right? So, man, this game is changing, and I think it's going to work out for the better. Dana comes in, so be it. Just get rid of the Zuffa name if you ask me. Zuffa sounds crazy, man. Is Zuffa good for boxing, though?
Zuffa is basically a promotional company.
It all depends on how Dana switches up, because he's not about to control boxers like he control the UFC.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. That's what I wanted to know.
Oscar's not going to let him do that.
That's what I wanted to know. Okay.
So
essentially, you would turn these boxers into employees.
But essentially, if you can't beat him, enjoy it. That's a real saying, bro.
Well, how would you feel if Shakur fights not a big name in his next fight? Like how Conor Ben fought Regis Prograis.
I would assume that's the premise of their contract, though, right? I would assume.
What you mean?
That's the premise of it. Meaning that's the if you don't get him a big fight or a big name, then contract void, bro.
And the biggest point is you're leading to somewhere, so that could just be all a part of the plan. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple. Because but Dana did step in saying he wanted the big fights. The biggest thing he hated about boxing, Dana, is that fighters fight normal fights after a tough fight. You know what I'm saying? World champions is fighting no names at the end of the day. I feel him on that, right? So his whole premise was coming in the game, have champions fight champions. Little does he know, you're not going to get the best out of a fighter if you put him in there too early. It's like there's a reason why we wait. We put him in there with tough opposition, awkward opposition. You know what I'm saying? Short, tall. You know what I'm saying? Fast, strong. We building up their talents, right? You don't have time or the luxury to do that in a sport like UFC, man. You get elbow, you get slammed, you get kicked, you get knee. In boxing, if we can tailor your style to in turn produce a boxing machine, a fighting machine, a punching machine, then that's the best way to go about it, man. And he just roll with the punch.
I would agree with that to a certain extent, though. Because I just recently did a video and I was talking about Abdullah. I was like, Abdullah, he's a great fighter, in the pocket, but he still haven't established that footwork to his arsenal. So anybody who's able to box from the outside is gonna give him a whole lot of problems. Now
that's funny you say that, man.
I said
because I think Abdullah. Go ahead.
I was saying that once you become a world champion, that means you're ready for everybody in the world.
You want some grass, buddy.
So you're ready for everybody in the world. So it ain't no wait a minute, we still building them. Otherwise, don't take the world don't. I know it's an opportunity, but you can't say okay, we're not ready for this level of competition when you consider the world champion. Okay, so let me ask you then. Let me ask you on that note right there. Okay, so with that said, because I know Dylan got the footwork. I made sure he had the footwork when he was a baby. I know for a fact he got the footwork. Now, does he use it? Does him and his father game plan to use it? I ain't 100% sure. I don't know. I can't speak for their camp. I'm not in their camp anymore. But from a baby, all the national championships he won with me, and all them years I trained him, I know he got the footwork for sure. Now, does he use it? So my question to you, Anthony, is as an
Andre is his brother.
I'm sorry, Andre. I'm listening, Andre. Well, my question is to you. He got the footwork.
But he ain't used it since does he lose it at that point? Or does he still got it? He just got to dig down deep in his bag to utilize it. I know he got it. The main factor to a great fighter is using it when you need it. When you need it. So I gotta be able to see it when it's needed, right? Can you take it there if you have to, right? So sometimes boxers have to fight, right? I think it's more impressive for a boxer to remain a boxer even when somebody is pressing them to the max. I.e. Floyd Mayweather, Ricky Hatton. Floyd was still able to box throughout that whole fight. You know what I'm saying? And Ricky was on his ass like right. Tunnel vision, right? He produced a knockout because of it, right? So at the same time, he used it where it was warranted. He used the footwork movements where it was warranted. And that's the difference between Floyd and Shakur too, real quick. Is Shakur is allowing too much of an escape, right? Floyd, right, in his career, made you pay for almost everything because he knew that would have you second guessing your next approach, right? That's what in turn slowed fighters down. If you did slow down, what happened to Hackett was going to happen to you. You're going to get hit and finally you fall, right? So it's using it, displaying it, showcasing it when needed, right? I want to see the fighter in you when you're forced to fight. I want to see the boxer in you if you can continue to box, right? I want to see the footwork, slip, hand movement, efficiency, boxing ability throughout. So when it's time to see it, we should see it. And we'll know. We shouldn't leave certain fights without questions, right? If you know a fighter is still being built up. For instance, Abdullah, as good as his jab is, he don't use it enough. So how much does he believe in it? You know what I'm saying? You got to look at that. Like, do we know how important it is to his success or looking his absolute best? Because I said it 1,000 times. The jab is a certified snitch, bro. You learn every aspect he uses is going to tell you exactly what your opponent wants to do, right? Abdullah ain't mastering that jab yet, bro. Along with his footwork. He got that. I grew up around Ohio fighters, bro. I grew up in Cincinnati, Cleveland. I was going to these spots all the time. Michigan was driving there all the time. Show fights and everything, man. All of them got the tendency to put their hands up and start walking down and train shot for shot. Right? Even Abdullah would do that from time to time. You know what I'm saying? But that's a mistake in a lot of situations, man. If he get in there with somebody who's gonna draw him into that fight, he gonna probably get caught because of it. So you gotta be careful. I said this after looking at that last fight.
I like the tape.
I said that out of looking at the three brothers, the first brother, he was right there in the pocket and doing the same thing. He a little rusty. Yeah, but then I saw his other brother. He was actually using his footwork. Yeah, that hook and stuff like that. So I was like, wait a minute. There is some footwork being taught inside that circle. Yeah. But like you said, knowing when to actually use it. But that all determines on your IQ and the level of discipline. Playing it too. Your IQ and the level of discipline. Because when somebody know the purpose behind something, because everybody can have a whole lot of things to their arsenal, but if you don't know what type of fighter to use it with, because when I train somebody, my objective is, I'm not showing what you do good. I got to expose what you do bad. Right. Yeah. So it's like, if you recognize that somebody is a good inside fighter, okay, let's see if he can fight from the outside. Yeah. If he only throw fights, he only throw punches coming forward. Let me see what he do when I back him up. Yeah. That's where the IQ comes in, but it looked like it took a level for him to get to a level of desperation to start actually putting the pressure on somebody and like. But he said he was playing with him because that was his boy. Like he ain't want to knock him out early. That was crazy. He said that shit to me, but that's what he said. I don't believe that. So I said the same thing though. I said the same thing, man. I don't really believe that. Guess who? Yeah. When you say that again. It's hard for me to believe
I thought you said in your career you said the same shit. I thought that's what you said. Oh no, I didn't say that. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of different. And just so y'all know, I don't have a dog in this race. I'm not coming from a biased perspective. You know, my son is my that's my fighter, man, along with a few others, man. So I focus on him, but I just had to say that I know he was an outside fighter before he started standing at mid range and that inside. I know it for a fact. You know, I won a couple national championships. We won a couple national championships on the back foot. Yeah. You know, so and he got a fucking jab. He got the jab. Now I get what you're saying, but I'm not biased. I'm just saying I know what I seen when I was training him for the 7-8 years or whatever it was. When you was training him, Dulu or your son? Well, who? Abdullah. Oh, Dulu. Yeah.
Like I told I started off with Dan Campbell, who was the 2008 Olympic coach, and he taught us Olympic style boxing, circle drills, and that's back when motherfuckers was doing the computer scoring, you know. And then when he moved up to Colorado, I started training with Big Gary. And I lived with Gary Russell and them for years. Oh, okay. Now, so like that's the only two coaches I ever had. Dan Campbell and Gary Russell Sr. Now, one was more so on the outside and using footwork, check hooks and all that stuff, Olympic style boxing. Even though Big Gary trained Olympians and all of them was national champions, they were more so aggressive pro style fighters. But they did have footwork and was defensively aware. You know what I'm saying? So the being able to incorporate the two of those in the midst of a fight, like, okay, I'm gonna come forward when I need to, and I'm gonna box when I need to. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's where you gotta be a well-rounded fighter when you start calling yourself a world champion. That means I'm ready for anybody in the world. You gotta be able to alter. Gary, I remember one fight when he broke his hand in the middle of the fight, and that's when he set that combi box shit for the most jabs in the fight. He was coming forward the whole damn fight, and then he fucked up his left hand, and then just started jabbing the dude and hooking the dude for the rest of the fight. You got to be able to get up on them toes and not just be a one-dimensional fighter when you got all different styles. You know what I'm saying? Like when Norman Devin Haney came about, they sold everybody based on the knockouts against
Jen Sasaki in Japan.
I still think he could have won, or he had a better chance of winning. Devin Swindon is better boxer, you know. But I still think Norman had a better chance. I had a good chance of winning, but he didn't give himself the opportunity because he was hesitant. He was hesitant to sell in that fight. He impressed the action. He stood there like a deer in the headlights, not knowing what to do half the time. But that's what got him dropped.
Have you seen Norman be close the distance real fast, or
I've seen him sure of himself, and I've seen him not sure of himself. So like that's
I get you with that, but as a fighter, you know, hard shots is not what frustrates you. When you feel like you can't make any mistakes in there with a fighter, and you feel like a nigga picking your damn head off, and Devin just hitting his ass with a little snappy jab here and there, and you can't get to him, that's where the frustration comes in. And it makes you, just like you said with Mayweather, after a while, it makes you hesitant and it slows your punch output down.
But don't stand in front of them when you get dropped.
All we saw Brian in there with stationary Mexicans.
Yeah. And the inexperience was there too. Like, so that was the first thing. You know, in fact, the way he fought showed me that it wasn't nothing but inexperience in the ring with Devin Haney that night.
To me, actually,
confident. I mean, like he.
You say he looked confident?
He looked confident.
In the ring during the fight, he looked confident.
You said what?
In the ring during the fight, he looked confident.
Yeah, he just looked like he was. It was on a different level though.
He's suave. You know, he can be suave at times. He can be chill, right? But I think he's suave.
He seems like a.
In that man.
Do you agree with me with this or not? Because you know a whole lot of gym fighters that look like fucking animals.
Right.
In the gym.
Yeah.
But either you're a performer or you're not.
Right.
Either you comfortable in front of those lights or you're not.
Yeah. I think he had to learn a lesson. I think he learned something in that fight. Like, who did he fight after that? Because I know he fought.
He fought a guy from Canada.
Exactly. Got the knockout. Yeah, got the knockout. So we gotta see how he carries himself from there. If you don't see the mistakes he made mentally before physically, you know what I'm saying? That's where he falters, man. But just know where you could have been better and start producing that shit in the gym and then getting there with that experience that you now got. You know what I'm saying?
If Devin fights Shakur, that'll be probably Keyshawn's next fight.
Shit. Damn, I just want Devin and Keyshawn. Y'all might know how I feel about Keyshawn. But it's literally his antics or his confidence is what literally, because some people is this rare, but the confidence makes them better, right? So the confidence is real as shit. His personality, way his body, if he didn't have that, he wouldn't be as good, bro. I swear to God, like confidence is spiritual, hands down is spiritual, man. And the way he carries it, he's supposed to carry it, man. You know, he an animal, he a dog, he a monster. So, I think when his presence, I always say presence when I mention Keyshawn, right? When his presence steps in front of Haney, that's when Haney will feel. And that's why Haney second guesses himself, because he don't want to stand in front of that presence. I'm going to be in front of a Shakur, who's, again, going to be more solid. That's it. That's all. I say he's trying to make him look like a fool, bro. He's trying to school that man, dog. And I'm telling you, honestly, God, do.
I wish I had it on screen record.
Hey, yeah, your opening statement aged well, bro. It aged well, came right around, bro. Yeah, as far as the confidence of trying to improve the point that Keyshawn stepping in front of him. Yeah, okay. I agree with that, though. I agree with that. I must agree. This is real, man. I mean, Ali had it. If he ain't have it, man, look at his shit could have been bad. You feel what I'm saying?
I tell everybody.
That's mental fortitude at the same time. That confidence is mental fortitude.
I tell everybody, bro, all champions are cocky.
Yeah.
All champions are cocky.
It should be.
People put a negative connotation on arrogance, conceited, cocky, all of this, because more people can relate to insecurity. You know what I'm saying? Like, more people. The definition of arrogant is having or revealing one's self-importance. Like, how is that a negative thing?
Right. I like that. You playing on the etymology of words. I like that.
The definition of conceited is excessively proud of yourself.
Yeah.
How is that negative?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So,
right.
The actual definition of humble, because this is what they tell everybody to be. These are my
me.
Everybody's a winner. The person that came up with everybody's a winner, more than likely he was a loser.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like this. This is how people include themselves in categories they don't belong.
Yeah. Or somebody who didn't compete.
Somebody that didn't compete.
Somebody that didn't
compete. The definition of humble is having a modest or low estimate of your own importance.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Why? It's like, why would you cannot get in the ring being humble?
No, you can't.
You can't be in the ring being have a modest. Fuck Fuck what the TikTok told you humble means. Oh, humble means that you appreciate. No. I'm talking about the actual definition. A modest or low estimate of your own importance.
That's good play on words, bro. Good play on words. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm intrigued at the most, man, because y'all know about me, right? Yeah. And I'm gonna tell y'all firsthand, bro. It's not that I wasn't confident. It was that I just knew I was good. So I played off of my skill set alone. Like I wasn't a fighter with the chip on the shoulder. I'm not gonna develop an animosity towards somebody because we about to fight. I'm gotta not like you because we getting ready to go into competition together, right? So it's all right. Let's go, man. All the best, champ. No question about it. I didn't know that you're supposed to sometimes carry that chip on your shoulder, bro. You know what I'm saying? Be able to take it there mentally if you have to, bro. Ain't no such thing as being a nice guy if you don't have that dog in you. Right? So, again, I was always gifted. I was good, and it took me far, man. I enjoyed my career. If there was one thing I could change, but I feel like God has given it to me now to use it, moving forward in my life. You know what I'm saying? It was the mental aspect of not knowing. I just didn't know I was supposed to be that mean. I wasn't out there in the chip. So it's important, bro. It's important.
I think there's plenty of champions that didn't act like that. I think Lomachenko, I think Usyk, I think Cotto, I think Trinidad. I think there's plenty of people that don't express themselves as overly confident or cocky and still be able to become a great champion.
We're talking about being boisterous.
It's still a mentality.
Being boisterous doesn't mean that you're confident. Some of the most insecure motherfuckers in the world is the ones that talk the most.
Exactly.
But we're talking about the confidence going into that ring.
Yeah.
The confidence is, wait a minute, I don't give a fuck what you prepared for.
Yeah.
A lot of times the confidence comes from just knowing that you put in the work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, wait a minute, I already know when I'm at my top, ain't nobody fucking with me.
That's exactly what it is, man.
You see what I'm saying? So when you have somebody with the mentality that, yo, if I'm training like out of shape, I'm gonna whoop your ass. But if you catch me tip top and I'm on my game, I'm gonna beat the dog shot. Like winning is not even like Coach Dan used to say this. He said, look, all the winning is done in the gym. You just go to the fights to pick up the trophies.
Yeah. That's right. I watched it. I think we've all seen it with Kobe Bryant, and I always take it there because he was just one of them cats with that dog mentality. Right? He wasn't looking to prove himself in the game. He was looking to prove himself in the gym. He thought this was his teammates.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's Kobe, Jordan, Ali, it's Floyd Mayweather. Man, they knew they had a drive to succeed in the gym, bro. Well, nobody beat my ass in the gym. Ain't nobody beat me on that basketball court. Ain't nobody beat me on mine. Andre Ward, same thing, man. He was critical on himself throughout the amateurs while we was having fun. You know what I'm saying? He was always focused on what he needed to do solely, right? So he was always mission prone. You see that firsthand, and you can call it weird, because honestly speaking, it is kind of weird when you just separate yourself from the pack, right? We all on the same team. And all you focus on is putting in work. So much turmoil on your career, your success, that you don't even allow yourself to have fun. That was great. You feel me? So he was weird to me. He was anti-social. You know what I'm saying? But then you learn what it was all for. So you got to be willing to sacrifice. The bigger the sacrifice, the bigger the reward. That's why we know his name. That's why his name will stand the test of time. So on and so forth with every other champion you know. If you don't know that starting out, it ain't no such thing as, man, I just wish him the best, and and you expect to be great, bro. It's not gonna happen. Motherfucker, you're not better than me. I'm not gonna lie to you, better than me. I'm whooping your ass, come find out.
Yeah.
And it's just business.
And
feel me?
Like I said, it is to have that kill switch. Like to have that kill switch it's certain people that when you got that kill switch and in talent,
I have a kill switch.
A lot of people they have the ability to just got that dog and shit like that, but a smart boxer, like you said, with Ricky Hatton and Mayweather.
Yep.
You know what? A prime example. Madonna Mayweather and Broner Mayweather. Like, certain brawlers can neutralize certain brawlers can neutralize certain boxing skills.
Mm-hmm.
But is certain boxing skills can neutralize a brawler.
Yeah, like Zab and Floyd.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, like the easiest thing to prepare for when you're a boxer is another boxer. Yeah. That's why Shakur.
You gotta outthink them though.
Yeah.
It's hard because it's sustainability at that point, right? Okay, you might be.
But you're more so on the even playing field though. You're more so on the even playing field.
Yeah,
like it's just whoever's the smarter boxer. Yeah. Like if you in there with sharp punches, it's easier to prepare for. That's why I believe that Devin will want that fight with Shakur more than Keyshawn, because Keyshawn he can box.
Yep.
But he can beat your ass up.
Yep. Got options. Mm-hmm.
Good take. Before we leave, you guys' predictions and reactions on Rolly Romero and Teofimo Lopez. The press conference was yesterday.
Yeah. Hey man, I just love that fight, man. You know, I honestly believe Rolly's gonna have to wake Teofimo up. Teofimo is aware, and Rolly is unaware. So Rolly's gonna come with all of his heat, bro. He's almost purely offensive, right? He has that much confidence in it, right? And he's strong on top of that. I was in a gym with him recently too, man. And once T.O. step in front of this man, dog, you know, I'm looking forward to his response, man. I want to see how he played, man, because he's very hesitant when he knows the fighter is strong, might be a little better than him. He thinks a bit in the ring, man, but I think Rolly's gonna turn that fight on for the both of them, and we might get that's a 50-50 in my book, man. I just like the fight, though. I just love the fight.
I got Rolly stopping, in the same time. I got Rolly stopping. If Rolly don't stop him, I got him beating him in the same fashion as Ryan.
I can see it. I don't see the stoppers, but I see him beating.
I see Teofimo. He boxing the shot of Rolly. Now, Rolly. I mean, we can judge Rolly based off what he looked like against Garcia.
Yeah.
But Garcia is
right.
We never know what we're going to do.
He don't got a playbook. He don't got a playbook.
He's inconsistent. He's inconsistent.
Yeah.
We can say what he was doing to Tank before he got knocked out, but Tank he's been ever since the Pedraza fight, he ain't even been worried about winning rounds. He's just been waiting for a knockout. But what's the name? Teofimo. He showed his capability of outboxing boxers.
Mm-hmm.
He showed his capability of the footwork. The step backs and the counters and stuff like that. One thing you know for sure when you're in there with a shorter fighter, he has to come to you in order to land a shot. And I don't think Rolly has the IQ in order to lure.
Should be just dangerous, but they're about the same height, ain't they?
I think
about the same height, bro. So yeah, like
I don't know. When I saw Rolly, that man looked like a dwarf. Like it caught me off guard when I saw the two of them next to each other.
Yeah, he's powerful though, bro. He is
he's
everywhere. Yeah, Rolly got that scary strength, man. He know how to crawl in the ring too, man. He know how to walk and put himself or keep himself in position to be able to fire at any time. You know what I'm saying? So that could be over one of Teofimo's punches. If Teofimo gets to thinking too much, he gonna lose. He be losing those rounds. There's a lot of rounds. Man. He can go back and forth based on that. If he doesn't have the confidence to drive forward or to not care about what Rolly can do, that's where he wins. If he know, but if he's sitting there trying to make sure Rolly don't hit him one of the big shots, he gonna fuck around and get over the big shot, man. Cause you don't overthink it. You don't outthink yourself. Rolly is the biggest power puncher. Who's the biggest power puncher we seen Tiafimo in there with? The biggest power puncher? Yeah. Nobody as strong as
unless if it's like Coleman or or that Asian dude that he fought. Nakatilia? No, Nakatani. Nakatani, the Asian dude.
Yeah, because I mean, we just seen what's his name being there with good boxers. Yeah. We just seen Tiafimo show up against good boxers. Yeah. Josh Taylor, Lomachenko, like we seen them show up against good boxers. Yeah, Rolly's not. Whether or not I just don't see that.
Maybe Pedro Campos. Yeah, Pedro Campos probably. Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't think I don't think he's that boxable. Like we making him. He's an awkward dude. Yeah. We all know that being awkward is harder. Boxing an awkward dude is harder than boxing a regular dude. Exactly. Yeah, so I don't think he's boxable. If you maintain the distance, and but Ryan tried that. The capability, like one of the best people one of the best people I ever seen closing the distance, especially at angles, was Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? And he neutralized his aggression with those step back check hooks and stuff like that. Neutralized who aggression? T.O. Come on. T.O. neutralized Lomachenko's aggression. Yeah, but Loma's starting to come on, man. And Loma always getting that classic loss because it's almost like he's a welterweight, but not a true welterweight. He always has to be careful. He has to carefully step his way up the ladder. So by the time he gets to the 6th and 7th round and turn on, it's too late. Like that's often the case with the losses that he got. You know what I'm saying? So he one of them frail fighters, man. You know, in a sense, because you can't be frail the same way, but he is. Right? He solely depends on his boxing ability, man. You know, and you got Rolly, man. There's nothing formal about him. An awkward fighter who's very powerful is very dangerous, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I see too, man. So I'm 50-50 when it comes to this fight, man. Yeah, and look at how Tank had to awkwardly knock him out. That knockout was awkward as hell. That's a split overhand. He split his right hand with an overhand. Boom. That was a split counter he hit him with. It just was an awkward knockout. I just don't see T.O. getting past the awkwardness and roughness and strongness of him. I don't. I just see him getting beat on.
I love it. Fellas, I really appreciate y'all time. Y'all guys definitely did a lot of cooking on these topics. And to the next time, really appreciate you guys, all the coaches on the panel. Stay blessed. All love. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Double tap the screen if you guys are on mobile devices. Really appreciate you guys for the support. We got over 212 people on the live. Make sure you guys become a member. It's pinned in the comments. If you guys want to come and support the channel on another level. I got some couple more interviews that are on the way. Some new ones actually too on the way. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Really appreciate you guys. And to the next time. I'm out.